5. Hello and welcome to our Solent Soccer Night. I'm Ollie Price, your host for this evening of football. We have a range of matches that we are covering from the heights of European football in the Champions League all the way down to the non-league classics that are just exciting. Before we talk about that, I'm going to introduce our lovely panel who is covering 4 different games for us here in the studio. First, we have arguably the best looking man in sports entertainment. He's clever, he's funny. Oh, Jamie Redknapp can't make it. Oh well, we've got Joey Rafferty instead, and he'll be reading live updates from the Arsenal Porto tie. Next, we have our most well-travelled football fan, who's been to Swindon, Yeovil and Chelmsford. Despite that, he's a Hull fan that cried when they bottled a 2-0 lead in the FA Cup final. Thomas Groshland is covering Wrexham vs Harrogate in League 2. Another panellist is our resident glory hunter. I promise I'm not bitter. He claims he's from Manchester even though he's an Essex boy through and through. Zach Miller is covering the Champions League game, Barcelona vs Napoli. Finally, we have a person who would rather watch a non-league than watch her own club. I don't blame her, she's a United fan, and who would want to watch them? Chloe Boyne is covering Birmingham vs Middlesbrough. We have many reporters live on location, bringing the latest from across the country. So guys, how are you feeling about tonight?
Very good. Very looking forward to it. Excited.
Oh, great. It's going to be an exciting show. We've got loads of games that we're going to cover, and loads of fun, I guess. So Zach, can you give me a little insight into what's happening with the Barca-Napoli game?
So I've literally just received the lineups. Bit of a surprise, Barcelona are starting a 17-year-old at centre-half, Pau Cubresi. Looks okay, but a positive for them is Rafinha, who was a doubt for the game, is fit to play, as well as Lamine Yamal, who scored the wonder goal on the weekend to give them a 1-0 win. As for Napoli, they've got their 2 big boys, Kavica Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen back in the starting lineup, ready to take on the Nou Camp. Wow. Actually, I'll take that back, the Nou Camp isn't there, is it? It's I'm not quite sure what the stadium's called, but we're looking to go through.
Oh, nice, perfect. And Joey, you're obviously covering Arsenal versus Porto. How can you give me some insight into that game, please?
I can also give you some lineups as well, same as Zach's mentioned. Mine just come out. The big news being there is no Gabriel Martinelli. He is not in the squad, so that will be an Arsenal side without one of their star players. Jacob Kivior was also starting at left back, which is some big team news as well. And as for Porto, it's sort of as you would expect, with Galeno starting off that left-hand side again, sure looking to replicate what he did out in Portugal. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good game.
Oh, perfect. I think it will be a good game. Obviously, last time out was a classic. So, Chloe, we've got your game is Middlesbrough versus Birmingham. Can you give us your thoughts on that game? A little preview, please.
Yeah, so it's a big game in the Championship. It's 21st versus 11th. So there's a team fighting a relegation battle at the moment, and then another team almost pushing the playoffs. So yeah, the Blues have actually made 3 changes from last time out. They conceded in the 90th minute to lose to Millwall, so they made 3 changes, and that's seeing Laird and Dozzle back into the side. Whereas Middlesbrough, they were going for the same 11 that beat QPR 2-0. So yeah, only a few changes there. Definitely going to be a good game.
Yeah, perfect. Then we're going to come to you in a bit, Tom. But so last time out, we had one of the most exciting games we've ever watched here on Solent Sports News. It was a 4-3 with Leighton Orient. They were great, and Freddie was actually there at the game. And yeah, here's a little clip from last time out as the 4-3.
It's Leighton Orient 2, Northampton Town 2.
Freddie, it sounds like you're at a proper exciting time in League One, and we're just going to cross.
A few moments later.
Over now, back to the National League and Aldershot Town. Oh, never mind, we're going back to Freddie, Freddie, come back, Freddie, come back. It sounds like you've got another goal, what's going on?
Yeah, but as soon as I was talking to you, it's Leighton Orient have taken the lead again. It's now 3-2. I did not see the goal, nor did I see the goal scorer. But I'm sure it's remarkable as the home crowd erupted right behind me. What's the game I've got here? Leighton Orient 3, Northampton Town 2.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that's an all-time clip. And we actually are going to go live to Freddie now, who's in Leighton Orient right now. Freddie, can you hear me? Can you give us a little game preview, please?
Yes, thank you, Ollie. I'm here at Brisbane Road. It's quite a mild night. And it's going to be quite a tough game today. Starting with the visitors, Port Vale. They're currently second from bottom of the league. They're fighting relegation. You know, they're really struggling at the moment. They're winless in 12 games, although they did have Darren Moore come in as manager in middle of February. So hopefully he'll be able to try and change their fortunes a little bit. But in their last 5 games, they have shipped 2 goals or more in each of those. So they'll be leaking goals potentially today again. Whereas for the host Leyton Orient, it's problems on the other side of the pitch, really. For the last 5 games, they've only scored 4 goals. So it'd be interesting to see how those sort of 2 factors sort of combine it with each other and see who comes out on top in this one. But yeah, Leyton Orient, a mid-table side, and we're hoping to be bounced back into winning ways after they lost their last 2 games against Wigan and Bristol Rovers. So it's going to be definitely an interesting one down here in East London.
Oh, perfect. Well, we'll get back to you, Freddie, in a bit. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to talk about some postponements now. Unfortunately, the weather has been not very kind to us here on Solent Sports News. And the Eastleigh game has been called off. And we're actually going to go to a little clip where Matt, he filmed for us, just talking about the postponement.
Hive Stadium today, you are joining me from my car. I will not be travelling up to Barnet because tonight's National League fixture between Barnet and Eastleigh has been postponed. It was a waterlogged pitch. It's not the only case of this today. There's other games that have been called off around the league. So it will be interesting to see how they get on when the fixture is played. But for now, that's all from me.
Yeah, so sad to see those postponements. Chloe, I've got a bit of a question. So how do you think those postponements affect the smaller teams in the lower leagues?
Yeah, so my kind of area of expertise, as I like to call it, is non-league football, and it is gutting when games are called off. We're seeing it time and time again now, and it does take a toll on these lower league clubs. But one of the things that I am loving to see coming through is, you know, more teams having 3G, 4G pitches. At the weekend, I was filming, and we were actually at Uxbridge, and they have a 4G pitch. Great facilities there, and I mean, even more clubs are getting that. We've got Stoneham in the local area. They've got 3G pitch. Winchester are even looking to have one as well next year. And yeah, it's just great to have those facilities. I mean, the Saints calendar is packing up from games being postponed. I think it's almost ridiculous at this point, isn't it? So they've got a lot of games coming up. And also, it's a struggle for these clubs which are having to share grounds. There's quite a few clubs around now which are having to do that, and yeah, everyone's diaries are definitely getting packed up.
Yeah, definitely. It's not an ideal situation, but I want to come to Tom now. Do you think 3Gs and 4Gs, do you think they should be mandatory for those lower league clubs?
Well, I don't think it should be mandatory because eventually in the EFL you're not actually allowed 4G pitches, but obviously for non-league clubs it's great because you can just run out the pitch all week, and again, they're not waterlogged pitches in the winter, and frozen pitches don't become a problem for them.
Oh, that's perfect, yeah. They've, I think it also brings in a bit of revenue. You can hold different nights, and because you're holding those different nights, it's not taking a toll on the ground because of the 4Gs. I wanted to ask Joey, so what do you think about, you know, in the lower league clubs, those fixtures are going to pile up. Do you think they have the facilities to keep playing them all, or do you think they might forfeit some?
Well, this is the thing is with lower league clubs, is not having the fan following as well, sorry, means that they have got quite a high reliance on ticket revenue and sort of, you know, sales around the ground. So when these games are getting postponed and, you know, fans might choose a bigger club as say to go and watch, it does take away some of that ticket revenue, especially during like, international breaks, say, when those bigger clubs aren't playing. It's important that we give funding to those clubs to allow the pyramid to stay as it is and those clubs to progress. So when you get fixture congestion because of things like poor quality facilities, it's difficult, and you know whether that's going to be a problem is something that you look into. So I think that's certainly a job that the FA can have a look at and see if we can get that football pyramid to be a bit easier progressively for the lower clubs.
Yeah, definitely. And I like you mentioned revenue there, because I'm going to go to Zach now. And so how important is the revenue for these lower clubs? I know
massively, absolutely huge. Ticket sales are a major part, as well as even TNT Sport doing a lot more games in the lower leagues, in the National League. Obviously, obviously, as you tell from the intro, I'm a Man City fan. I was born in Manchester, but I live in Essex. I live in Southend, and TNT Sport were at Southend Saturday night, and that will bring so much money into the club, and especially as well Eastleigh near us. When they played Reading in the FA Cup, which they won in the last few minutes, just the money it brings in is so important for training facilities and trying to get the best people in to keep the pitches. Well, the groundsmen are in a huge part of a smaller club, because without the grounds, the small team doesn't make money, because they're not selling the shirts like Erling Haaland would sell, because they haven't got the players for that capacity. But so the groundsman is one of the most important jobs, I think, in football anyway.
Oh, thank you, Zach. Right. So now we're going to go to Piran, who's covering in Bath. Piran, can you hear me? Hi, Piran.
Hi, Ollie. I think you cued me in there, but I lost you for a bit. But yeah, I'm at Twerton Park for Bath versus Hempstead. It's going to be a game that is important to both sides, as they're both on a non-winning streak. Bath, they haven't won in their last 4 games after winning 5 games prior to that, which has seen them slip out of the playoffs. Hempstead have had a new boss. He's been in for a week, Alan Dowson, and he's joined as the assistant manager of Martin Tyler, the ex-commentator. So morale is kind of picked up a bit in the club by the seams of it, talking to the other staff, but they've only got 1 point in their last 8 games. So it will mean a lot for them, and they are trying to escape relegation. They're safe at the moment, but teams below them are catching them. It's quite a nice evening here in Bath. The floodlights are on. It's fairly warm. I'm pretty warm because I'm inside, but I did take a step out onto the pitch, and it felt like a good evening for football, I reckon.
Oh, perfect, Piran. Thank you. That's Piran in Bath. We're actually going to go to another game we're covering, Swindon versus Accrington at the County Ground. And we have Nathan Potter and Freddie Dorman there. Hello, boys. Can you give us a little preview of your game now?
Well, we're here at the County Ground in Swindon. It's cold outside, but we're nice and warm inside. For Swindon Town, it's Jack Bycroft in goal, Fraser Blake Tracy, George McKeon, Paul Glatzel, Rushane Hepburn Murphy, Williams Kokolo, Dawson Devoy, Udoka, Aaron Drennan, Conor McCarthy, and former Saints player Charlie Austin is up top, named as captain. Freddie, over to you with Accrington news.
Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Exactly. 4 losses on the... I'm so sorry for that, by the way. 4 losses on the bounce, and their last away win was in January against Green. And there has been a bit of controversy heading into this game. They actually sacked their manager, who's been in charge for 10 years, via WhatsApp message, and that obviously didn't go down very well. The chairman then published a 1,000-word rant on the club's website about why he sacked him, and simply ended it with, "Good morning, by the way." So that was bizarre. John Doolan is now in charge, and they have made 3 changes heading into this game. Adeyonin, Hills and Mellor are in for Pickles, Patrick and Bickerstaff. So it reads as Vitek in goal, O'Brien, Gardner and Hills, Martin, Whaley, who's the captain, Woods, Nolan, Lee and Adeyonin. So it should be a really good game here against 2 really good close sides. So let's hope for some goals.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, guys. We're now going to cross over to Chesterfield versus Oxford at the SMH Group Stadium. Jamie Somerville's there, and he's live. Jamie, can you also give us a quick rundown of what's going to happen down in Chesterfield?
Yeah, of course. We've got a David versus Goliath tie here. First versus 24th. We got Chesterfield versus Oxford City. Spyrights versus the Hoop. Paul Cook's men, unchanged from their last game out, filed or fled, as some of them called them. Oxford City, bottom of the table, came up last year through the playoffs, looked to go straight back down. Very similar to Maidstone, but both lineups fully unchanged. And it's going to be a high-scoring game. You've got the highest scorers in the league versus the most goals conceded. So, fun game of football today.
Perfect. Have you got anyone who can actually stand out? Any standout player you can give us?
The famous Will Griggs on fire is starting up front for Chesterfield today. Tom Naylor, another big name for Chesterfield. He's been brilliant this season. And for Oxford City, Levi Lumeka played for Troy in the League 2 last season. A bit of a step down to the National League from League 2, but you'd hope if he gets on the pitch, he can show a bit of magic and inspire an Oxford City team to overcome Chesterfield.
Perfect, thank you, Jamie. I'm sure we'll definitely be going down to Chesterfield for some live updates. But sorry, Tom, we interrupted you. Can you give us a rundown on your game, please?
Yes, I'm covering Wrexham Harrogate tonight. Big spend in Wrexham to consolidate their place in the promotion spots this evening to look for back-to-back promotions. The racecourse has been a fortress for Wrexham this season, having the best home record in the league, winning 9 of the last 10 games. That's as visitors Harrogate currently sit 14th, with their playoff hopes having a big hit in the recent weeks, being winners in 6 games, with a 9-2 loss to Mansfield being a particular low. There is hope for Harrogate though, as they possess the second best away record in the league. And the last fixture between the sides been a 2-2 draw back in November.
Perfect. Thank you. So right now, we're going to talk about the Championship relegation battle. It's absolutely amazing at the moment. I wouldn't put a bet on it because I couldn't tell you who's going down. So Tom, I know we just came to you, but I want to ask you, who do you think is going to go down?
Oh, so tight in there. It's literally, there's so many teams involved. But if I had to go for 2 at the moment, it would probably be Stoke. I just think the whole club, it just seems rotten to the core. Every manager that goes there just fails spectacularly. And the other, for me, Plymouth, which would be quite ironic as Plymouth's manager left to go to Stoke, and they're both now in a bit of disarray. So yeah, those would be the 2 I'd have to say getting relegated for me.
Oh wow! So yeah, that's yeah. So Chloe, I was going to ask you the same question. Obviously, you know, Rotherham United are like 5 games on the bounce. They've lost. I think they're down. But could you see? Obviously, you're covering Birmingham. Could you see them staying up?
Yeah, so I'm going to back the Blues to stay up. They have got a game in hand on QPR, and even if they lose tonight, I'm going to back them to stay up. So I think I'm actually going to go with how it is at the moment. Obviously, as you say, Rotherham, they're definitely down at this point. But I'm also going to go Sheffield Wednesday and Huddersfield. I mean, Huddersfield have obviously recently brought in a new manager, but they're currently on a poor string of results. So I'm going to go for that as my 3 to get relegated.
Oh, perfect, thank you. So I want to talk about Queen's Park Rangers at the moment. They've in the last 5 games, they've won 3 of them. They've a little bit of good run of form. They've also drawn 1, lost 1 in the last 5 games. Do you think that could be the start of them continuing their good form and staying up, Joey?
Yeah, I think, like you say, they've been a form side recently, and with it being as tight as it is down there, and you can essentially throw a blanket over them, sort of 9 of the bottom 10 teams. A run like that can move you from 25th up to 14th. So, of course, it's massive, and I think one of them wins is actually at Leicester as well, who obviously we've seen have had a superb season. So if they can keep that form up, then that should put them in a good position to stay up, of course. So, yeah, if they can maintain their form like that, then I'm sure they'll be all right.
Perfect. Right. So we're actually going to go to Wimbledon now at the Plough Lane. Chance Cormack and Billy Hunter. Chance, hi. Can you give us a little match preview, please?
Yep, it's a highly anticipated match between both League 2 sides. The away side, Gillingham, actually sits 1 point ahead of the home side, AFC Wimbledon. The stadium is slowly filling up, hoping to be quite a good atmosphere, but I'll go into team news for you. There's actually 2 changes for the home side, the Dons. They have Ronan Curtis and John Kamani-Gordon coming into the lineup. The away side has only 1 change to their team on the weekend, with Connor Mahoney coming in. So it's a big match, highly contested match. Obviously, whichever team wins will be in the playoff spot. So hopefully, hope for an exciting match.
Could you give a stand-up player, Chance?
What? Say that again, Ollie?
Can you give me a standout player, please?
Standout player. Oh, I'm going to have to say Wimbledon's captain, Jake Reeves. I bet he puts in a captain's performance today.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Right, we're going to go back to our championship relegation battle. I'm going to ask Zach. So, obviously, so many teams are in the fight. Who can you think going down?
It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. I think Rotherham are done. I think, unfortunately, I think they have gone down. Sheffield Wednesday, I also believe, will go down. But I think Stoke I agree. I kind of agree with what Tom said. I just don't see. When I watch them, I don't see a team together. I think it's their time. They've been flirting with it a little bit the past few years, but I think this season, I know they're in 19th, but there's only 2 points in it. So, unfortunately, I think Stoke will be done.
And I remember Joe Allen, one of my favourite players of all time. He used to play for Stoke. And
I still remember the Charlie Adam halfway line goal against Chelsea.
How can you forget that one? That was I mean, not ideal to remember, but you know. No, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, we're going to move on now from the Championship to the Champions League. Actually, obviously, going into next season, there will be a new format coming in. A new format. And the new format, teams will play 8 matches in the new league phase, which will replace the former group stage. There will be no longer 3 opponents playing twice, home and away. Instead, we'll face a fixture against 8 different teams, playing those half at home and half away. A big change, massive change, from something that doesn't seem to be broken. You know that old saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Zach, what do you think?
I completely agree. I don't know why. I think it's just the UEFA's version of the Super League. I think they thought, well, how can we get a bit more money? At the same time, it will be nice because you get more blockbuster games in terms of bigger teams versus bigger teams, and there'll be more games. But I do think it's just they've done it just.
Okay, sorry, Zach. We've actually got an interrupter. You'll actually be like you'll like to hear this. It's the Southend game that we're going to now. Southend versus Dorking with Harrison Richards at Roots Hall. Harrison, can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. Yes.
Can you give me a little run through of what's going down in Southend?
Absolutely. So the warm-ups are well underway and the stands are filling at the moment. We've got team news here. It's 2 changes to Southend as Dimitru actually comes out of the side, and so does Cocker, replaced by Woodman and Morton. For Dorking, it's a whole host of changes. They've got about 6 changes where Rutherford, who's only come back from an ACL and open heart surgery, he's starting today. And Bowman, who's been out since January, is also starting. So positive news for Dorking, and it should be a good game. It's only the 5th ever encounter between the 2 sides, so we're hoping for a good game today.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Harrison. Zach, we're going to go back to you now with the Champions League. Sorry, I had to interrupt you there.
That's fine. That's fine. For Southend, I'll let it off.
Yeah, because of Southend, we'll let it off. Actually, I'm going to come to Joey. I'm going to go to Joey, actually. What's your opinion on the Champions League?
It's tough, isn't it? Because I can, like Zach said, I can see the idea behind it. It's obviously about getting more big teams playing other big teams more frequently. But under the same breath, like you say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think that the Champions League is already the most exciting European competition, without a doubt, really. And it's the one that everyone wants to win. And that isn't going to change by any means. But I do also think that the way it is and the format we have at the moment is for lack of a better word, perfect, really.
Yeah,
so
definitely agree.
Not really sure.
It's the best competition in the world. Everyone wants to win it. You saw how much Man City wanted to win it last year, and once you've won it once, for me as well. Winning that was the best thing I've ever had as a City fan.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine, definitely. And also as a Chelsea fan, we've won it twice. So
beat us in the final once.
Well, I can definitely. Chloe, I want to ask you, who do you think is going to win it all?
So I hate to say this as a United fan, but I'm going to go for City. I think we all saw, especially last season, the absolute robot that is Haaland. So I think, with him up top, I'm going to go for City.
Oh, perfect. And Tom, obviously, you're covering League 2 at the moment, but Champions League, who do you think is going to win it all?
Yeah, I think you can't really look past Real Madrid for me. They've just got that big game experience. Ancelotti's so experienced as well, and I just think you've got to throw in Jude Bellingham there as well. Arguably the best player in the world at the moment. I mean, even when they don't look good, they always find a way. And Modric, Kroos, Logs have gone a bit, but they're still got that mouse. So.
I just want to ask you about Jude Bellingham, actually. Do you think if England do well in the Euros and he wins the Champions League, do you think there's a case for him for the Ballon d'Or?
I think it's more on the international tournament for him. I think we've seen Ballon d'Or the last few years. I think it's always, if the winner of the international tournament is normally a player for them. So I think if he gets both, I think arguably has to go to Jude.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think he's absolutely flying at the moment. Definitely one to watch. Even now, we say one to watch, he's doing it now. He's a world-class player now.
He's scored so many goals from that 10 position, and obviously going from England to playing out in Real Madrid, it's a massive move for him. It's the biggest club in the world, so it's a massive move for him, and he's just taken to it like a duck to water, hasn't he? He's been superb since he went there, and if he can do it in the 10, starting every week for Real Madrid, then what's he actually got left to prove? Do you know what I mean? So he's best player in the world this year, and I think that should be the qualifier for winning the Ballon d'Or. Should be for the best player, as well as what they win, but also let's appreciate individual quality. Jude Bellingham for Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, because obviously there was a bit of controversy with Leo Messi winning it last year. Obviously, maybe Haaland deserved it. I'm going to come to Zach now because he's absolutely fuming about that. But it does show, as Tom said, if you win an international tournament, you get the Ballon d'Or. You see it with Modric as well. Zach, do you think Haaland was hard done by last year?
It's a difficult one to say because I can see why Messi won it. It's the perfect story. Perfect ending to the perfect story, sorry. But obviously, I'm going to be biased. The team I support did the hardest thing to do in football, win the treble, and he played the biggest part, 52 goals. I personally think he was the best player of the year last year, but Messi got it, and it's not like I dislike Messi. He's pretty decent at one point in his career, wasn't he?
He's done all right.
Decent. He's done all right with it. Just all right. So we're just going to stay on the Champions League. Tom, do you think someone who do you think a team that's been quite poor, quite disappointing in the Champions League this year? Have you got somebody in mind?
Still in it, or?
You can say still in it, or obviously within reason.
Yeah, I think maybe Bayern. They've just not been convincing even in the league this season. Harry Kane, is he a bit of a curse? There's questions out there really, especially Tuchel as well. He's under a lot of pressure at the moment.
Well, I think Harry Kane hopefully a curse for England as well in this year's in the Euros. But I'm going to come to Chloe now with some. I want to ask you about the. Actually, no, I'm going to go to Joey. Sorry, with the Arsenal. They're going into this tie 1-0 down. Can you give your thoughts on that?
Well, look, it's poised, isn't it? It's perfectly poised. Porto have got their goal lead. They're bringing back to the Emirates, and we saw that they're very capable of sitting in and forcing Arsenal to do the hard work. We saw it in Portugal, and I think that they're going to go, especially with a goal lead, they're going to look to do it again tonight. Under the same breath, they haven't actually won a game in England in the last 22 games. Only 3 of them being draws. So, and Arsenal's record at home of late they've been superb. Scoring 5-6 goals, they've been superb. So everything points towards Arsenal overturning it tonight. But to sort of link back to your previous question, I think if Arsenal were to go out tonight, I think they probably looked at it as a disappointing performance in the Champions League this year, because they've got the quality now, and they've got players that have been there. Declan Rice he's been superb, hasn't he? He's been brilliant, probably the sign of the season in my opinion. So look, it's perfectly poised, and if you're an Arsenal fan, I think it's a big night for you.
I think they have a chance to win it. I genuinely think they have a chance to win both this season. I really don't want to say it because I'm not a massive fan of them myself, but they have a chance. I think the Premier League's their biggest chance. The Champions League, besides City and Real Madrid, like Tom said, Bayern Munich have been disappointing, haven't looked half the team that they usually are. I think besides City and Real Madrid, I think it's then Arsenal, third favourite for the Champions League. So we'll see tonight.
Really, I think, definitely they're a powerhouse. Maybe not in Europe, but in the Premier League nowadays. After going through a bit of a rough patch in recent years, I wanted to ask you about obviously the tie is now 2-legged, but the absence of that away goal rule. Do you think that could have definitely played a part here tonight?
I think it is tonight, isn't it? I think, bearing in mind that Porto know that had that rule still have been in place, that Arsenal would have no away goal. So does it change the way they're going to play? I don't know, because I think that either way Arsenal would have attacked the game in the same way. But look, whether we like it or not, whether we agree with the rule, it does play that factor, because Arsenal don't have to worry about them not having that away goal. I think if anything, it might have actually seen a change in their approach in the first leg. I think had they have gone to Portugal knowing that they need to score a goal for that rule to be of any benefit to them, then that might have changed their approach. So look, it's obviously it's not there anymore. So it's an absent worry for Arsenal fans. But look, we'll have to wait and see where it plays a difference.
Well, Thank you, Joey. Speaking of Arsenal, I'm going to go on and ask Chloe. Obviously, they're in the title fight. I think they're leading just by goal difference. Do you think you could see them going all the way in the Premier League, or do you think that'll be it? In a couple of weeks, they'll lose form?
Again, as a United fan, don't really want to see Arsenal go and win it. I don't think I want to see any of them go and win it. I think I'd rather Villa. The other half of my family support Villa, so I think I might have to be backing them because there's no chance of United. But with Arsenal, we know what they're like. We know they do tend to bottle it near the rear end of the season, so might be preying on their downfall slightly. They have been impressive as of late, but as I said, we know what Arsenal are like. Same old Arsenal.
Yeah, I hope that actually happens as well. I am preying on their downfall. Obviously, Zach, the resident glory hunter, as I called you earlier. So do you think Man City have got what it takes to win the league?
You've seen it. You've seen it the last 5 out of 6 years. Not many teams have ever done what Pep's done at Manchester City is special. It's a special kind of thing. Obviously, the chequebook helps. A lot of money has been spent, but to win 5 of the last 6, to win a treble, a domestic quadruple, 4 Carabao Cups in a row as well. On top of that, it's impressive. So I think if there's any team to win the league, I think you've got to look at Man City as favourites. I'm a very pessimistic Man City fan, and I never think we're going to win. But the truth is, they've
just got that winning mentality.
Yeah,
they do. They do. It's just that knack. It's the same as Tom mentioned with Real Madrid earlier. They've just got that knack of winning games when they've got injury problems. That they are just winners, and that is why I think that they'll be favourites.
They always find a way.
They do.
I genuinely don't think Pep Guardiola sleeps. Sometimes the way that man, what he does, I'm convinced he stays up all night just talking about tactics.
Probably why he's bald. Tom. So I just want to ask you quickly, Liverpool, the third team in the Premier League title fight. Obviously, we joke about you being an old Liverpool fan. Can you give insight on their Premier League title hopes?
I think obviously Klopp, him leaving was massive, but I was also actually just could motivate him even more actually to give them the perfect send off. And to be fair, they've been unlucky. Lemon City in April and May, they're just so strong in their months. You know, they can grind out results. And I think that's the difference of Arsenal. When they get to April, May, even back to when they had Wenger, it was just, they always fall off. It's just a mentality thing. And I think Liverpool, they can definitely, we've seen, they can keep up with Man City.
Perfect, thank you. We're actually going to go to a little fun video about in Swindon, the famous Magic Roundabout. We'll show you a clip now.
Right guys, so we are approaching the Magic Roundabout. For anyone who doesn't know, it's basically 5 mini roundabouts in one, and it looks absolutely horrible. Nathan, how are you feeling?
I can't comprehend anything. This is no, my head's gone.
This does look horrible.
Mate.
There's a police, so don't do anything wrong or else we'll be in trouble.
I don't think this slow.
Nice and slow, that'll do.
My head's saying the same.
There is a lot going on right now.
What is this? Oh my god, oh my god.
That's what, he's doing it.
Oh my god.
He's doing it.
Oh my
no, God, nearly died.
I forgot the car. Oh my god, we've done it.
We've done it.
Oh my god.
No way.
Yes! Come on! Get in there!
We're going to the game.
Oh, that's amazing, amazing. To be honest, I'm absolutely terrified of roundabouts, so having to endure that would be absolutely out of the question for me. And we're actually going to go to them, the boys in Swindon. They're obviously at the county ground. Nathan and Freddie, how was the Magic Roundabout, boys?
At first, I was overthinking it a lot. I thought it was going to be really stressful, but when you get there, it's quite easy. I was overthinking it the entire day, thinking it's going to be chaos trying to, try and get around the 4 we had to go around, but realistically it's really easy. I think it's overhyped really for a difficult roundabout.
I felt much safer than I thought. I couldn't have asked for a better driver, to be honest.
It's fine, I'm always a great driver.
Have you guys got any updates? How are you guys feeling about the tie tonight?
I think it'll be a tight one. I think it'll be a tight one.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, boys. I don't think we're actually going to go to Aldershot. So with Ben. Ben, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course. I just want to ask you, what are you feeling about tonight? It looks quite cold, but hopefully the footballs give you a little sense of excitement.
Yes. Aldershot at the moment they're sat in fifth place, chasing the playoffs. There's a exciting atmosphere around the ground at the moment. 3,000 home fans here tonight, which is a lot more than they've been getting recently. I think everyone knows that this could be the season that Aldershot maybe do go up. Obviously, they haven't been a Football League team for 13 years now. They've just been up and down the National League with not the best last few seasons. They welcome Ebbsfleet tonight. They're an informed side. Ebbsfleet have won four of their last four, actually, whereas Aldershot have only won 2 of their last 5.
Perfect. Thank you, Ben. We're actually going to go to someone who's in our own newsroom. Cam Moody is covering a game for us. Cam. We're having some technical difficulties. Sorry, we'll come back to him. Which, you know, I do want to go back to the Premier League. It's just absolutely crazy at the moment. Teams at the bottom. We want to talk about that Premier League, the relegation battle. With Everton, their points being reduced, their reduction being reduced. What do you think what happened at the end of the season, and how that affected that?
I think Sean Dyche will be fine. I think he's too clever of a manager to get them relegated, and obviously having that boost is huge because it allowed them to. It knocked them down. They got themselves back up, and then having it halved, almost halved, sorry, just meant that they've got even more motivation to come through. I think they'll be fine. Unfortunately, I think Sheffield United and Burnley are gone. For that third space, I could not tell you. Genuinely couldn't tell you.
Yeah, definitely. This season has treated us to a lot of very good relegation battles. Joey, I wanted to ask about again Everton. Do you think this finally seeing a star under Sean Dyche, finally getting a bit of identity, if you will?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that if anything, that points deduction was quite a big distraction for them. So it might have stopped them in playing football and having their minds in the right places. And I mean, like Zach says, of it being reduced, it's got to narrow their focus. They've got to have one aim this season, and that's got to be to stay in the Premier League. And then next season, like you said, they can maybe refine that identity and they can maybe push forward. But it's so tight down there. It is so tight down there. Mm-hmm. So look, it's really tough, isn't it? It's really tough. As a football fan, I'd love it if Luton stayed up. I think it'd be great if they stayed up. But I'm going to put my neck on the line and say I think they are just going to fall short, and it'll be the same 3 teams that came up that go down again.
Honestly, Ross Barkley might be one of the greatest players I've ever seen. Luton, Ross Barkley I think he should be starting for England. He's that good.
He should definitely get an England shout.
Yeah, Doughty as well. I think Luton are one of my most favourite teams I've seen come up from the Championship. They've got such exciting players, and even Tim Krul as a backup keeper is pretty good.
We know about his antics.
Some of the clubs at the top end of the league, they've actually given them a battle in the games that they've played with them. They've been some of probably the most competitive games that we've seen, high score lines. I think they've definitely been entertaining watches. So I think, as you say, everyone would love to see Luton stay up, and potentially it could even be Forest that slips down. I mean, they are just on the edge at the moment, so we could see them go down even after they bolstered their squad. I mean, they brought in so many players, didn't they? And might have not paid off for them. So
yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think anything can happen. I think that's why it was beautiful about English football. Anything can really happen. We're going to go to Cam Moody now, who's in the studio. He's covering Derby versus Reading, which kicks off at 7:45 at Pride Park. Cam, can you hear me?
Yes, hello guys, I can hear you. Hi, so I'm actually at the Portsmouth v Burton Albion match today, where League One leaders Portsmouth are taking on Burton. There's some big team news that's come out of Fratton Park already. Colby Bishop, Portsmouth's top goal scorer, is amongst the substitutions bench. And starting up top for the Blues today will be Pert Harris, the midfield player. But a big game for Portsmouth tonight as they look to maintain their promotion places and push for a spot in the Championship after a long way out.
Oh, well, thank you, Cam. Yeah, we would definitely be a very good game. Derby looking to defend their home game. We got Tom. You've got some news for us.
Yeah, so the game's kicking off in 5 minutes, so I've got some team news here for us. Wrexham unchanged from last time their victory against Morecambe. Line up in a 5-3-2 formation with Arthur Nkonkwo in goal, with Ryan Barnett, Max Kluwarth, Ewan O'Connell, William Boyle, Jacob Mendy making up defence, with Elliot Lee, Andy Cannon and James McLean in midfield, and spearheading the attack for them at Ollie Palmer and Paul Mullin. As for Harrogate, last time out they lost 2-1 to Crawley, and they make 2 changes from that team. Liam Gibson and Josh March coming for Stephen Dooley and Matty Folds. The rest of the team for them is James Belcher in goal, Southampton loney Derek Abu at right back, Anthony O'Connor and Warren Burrell in centre back, with Liam Gibson at left back. Midfield for them tonight is Dean Cornelius and George Thompson, with Matty Daly, Abraham Odo and Jack Muldoon making up the rest of the team.
That's perfect. And Chloe, I heard you've got some team news as well for us.
Only 4 minutes till kick-off in the Birmingham Middlesbrough game. So yeah, just for the team news. So we've got Ruddy starting in goal for the Blues, and he's extremely experienced. He's 37 years old, and he actually won the championship with Wolves in the 17-18 season. So he's doing well this season as well. He has got 7 clean sheets, so he is an influential player for them and obviously their captain. Laird is back in the starting lineup. Buchanan, Roberts, Miyoshi, Paik, Dozzle, James, Stansfield, who has been their kind of standout striker, Pritchard and Iwu. And then they've got for Middlesbrough, it's the same lineup as the last game. They've got Dieng, Vandenberg, Clark, McGree, who actually used to play for Birmingham. We've got Latte Laff, and he has been in fine form at the moment, and so has his strike partner. And we've got Howson, the captain, McNair, Force, Engel and O'Brien.
Perfect, thank you. We're going to go to the Bescott Stadium where Walsall will take it on Barrow. Diogo, can you hear me?
Hello, so I'm here at the Bescott Stadium where Walsall is going to...
Number 8, Isaac Hutchinson. Number 12,
Wait, mute me.
Number 13,
I'm not in shot, man. I'm not in shot.
Number 17, Jack Earing. Number 18, Josh Gordon. Number 21,
Yes, so I'm here at the stadium where Walsall's going to play Barrow. And looking at the team sheet, it's looking like a good game. Yeah, it's looking like a really good game. We got 6 versus 9 playing each other.
Rhea, of course, in goal. Return after he was unavailable to play against parent club Brentford at the weekend. It's that midfield 3 again of Declan Rice, Jorginho and captain Martin Odegaard, with Bukayo Saka playing off the right, Trossard off the left and Kai Havertz leading the attack tonight. As for Porto, Diego Costa keeps his place in goal as expected. Wendell has come over a slight hamstring injury to be available for tonight's action, so he starts at left back. It's Otavio and the evergreen Pepe who will captain Porto tonight, with João Mario at right back. Nicolo Gonzalez and Alan Varela make up a midfield 2, with Galeno off the left, another Pepe in the 10, and Francisco Concepcio on the right wing with Evanilson up front. So there is your team news from the Emirates.
Oh, perfect, thank you. And sorry if we had a bit of technical difficulties there. Zach, do you want to go through the lineups for your game?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so unfortunately for Barcelona, they're missing some very, very key players. Pedri, Gavi, Ferran Torres, Bolde and Frenkie de Jong are all out with injuries, as well as Marcos Alonso. Rafinha, as I said earlier, was a doubt, but he has made the starting lineup. They start with Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal, is the captain the side. On the left, Manchester City loanee João Cancelo. The 17-year-old Pau Cubarsí partners Ronald Araujo in defence, with Jules Koundé out on the right. Former Manchester City player Ilkay Gundogan starts in midfield with Fermin Lopez, and a bit of a surprise, Andreas Christensen playing in the 6, which I didn't expect to see.
Oh, wow.
16-year-old Lamine Yamal starts on the wing with Rafinha, and top goal scorer Robert Lewandowski is on the number 9. As for Napoli, Alex Murray starts in goal as he always does. Mario Rui on the left-hand side of the fence with Giovanni Di Lorenzo, their captain, on the right-hand side. Amir Romani and Juan Jesus make up the defensive partnership, with Lobotka in the 6, Frank Anguissa and Hamad Traore, recently signed from AFC Bournemouth, in the midfield. Up top is their favourite front three, with Matteo Politano on the right, and the 2 superstars, Kavica Kvaratskhelia on the left and Victor Osimhen up top.
Perfect. Thank you for all those team news updates, guys. So we're going to finally go to Diogo at the Bescott Stadium, who's covering Walsall vs Barrow. Diogo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Ollie. I'm here. I've got my monster ready, and the game has just kicked off now. It's going to be a tough match between these two. Walsall has actually never won against Barrow, so I'm looking forward to the game, Ollie.
Thank you for that interesting update, Diego. Thank you that we finally got to hear from you. So we're going to continue with some of our discussions with our panel. Actually, no, we've heard there's been a goal. There's been a goal at Chesterfield with Jamie Somerville at the SMH Group Stadium. Jamie, you've got a goal to tell us about.
That's it. It's Will Greg. It's on fire. It came within 1 minute. The right-hand side, they got a corner early on, swung in, deflected, and right onto the head of Will Greg. He's put the smile right. It's 1-0 up within a minute.
Perfect. Thank you, Jamie. That's our first goal of the night, which is quite exciting. So we're going to go back. Is there any updates on you when you go? How long till your guys' game start?
Mine's an 8. I think mine's an 8 o'clock. So
8 o'clock kick off.
15 minutes left.
Okay,
Yeah,
and same with you.
Really very excited. The anticipation is building in the studio.
Perfect. Chloe.
So we've kicked off here in the Birmingham Middlesbrough game. One player that I am especially on the lookout and excited to watch is Jordan James. So he's only 19 years old. He plays for the Blues. He also has a Wales cap. I mean, he's really impressive, and he's also had interest from Atalanta during the January transfer window. So I think that just, is testament to how he's grown as a player, especially at just 19 years old. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching him tonight.
Yeah, no, I've watched him a couple of times for Wales, so he's definitely one to look for future as we rebuild after the Gareth Bale era. Tom, is your game kicked off?
Yeah, 54 seconds in, all Wrexham at the moment, but little to tell here. I've just noticed though, the new stand is open at the racecourse, which I haven't noticed before, and it looks good. Yeah. Key players though tonight for me is for Wrexham, Elliot Lee. 15 goals for them this season. He's just marshalled the midfield, helping defensively and especially going forward. And for Harrogate, one player I've actually seen Harrogate play a couple of times this season in defence, Anthony O'Connor, who you can tell he's played a level above Harrogate really. He marshals the defence brilliantly, and a couple of weeks ago he got a goal. He cleared it off the line. He was absolutely brilliant against Swindon for them. So yeah.
Yeah, no, perfect. Thank you. Obviously, watching the Wrexham documentary, you kind of get a little feel for their club, how it's run. And there's been a goal at Aldershot. Ben James has got the latest for us.
Yes, it's Ebbsfleet 1, Aldershot Town 0. It's an early goal for the Fleet. 3rd minute, ball's played down the line, skidded across the box. Aldershot centre-back missed it. It's a tap-in for number 14, Toby Edsar. 1-0, Ebbsfleet 1, Aldershot 0. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Ben. Ebbsfleet leading Aldershot 1-0. Guys, so obviously your guys' games kick off in 10 minutes now. Anticipation building is really important for these teams to get through. So, again, can you give us a little bit of a, what do you think, a prediction of what's going to happen tonight?
Well, I think this game, I think it's bigger for Napoli than it is for Barcelona. After such a good season last year, they've just completely dropped off a cliff, completely flipped. I think if they get through here, it'll give their fans something to cheer about, because they are currently 31 points off Juventus and top of the league despite winning it last year. So it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to watch Kvaratskhelia. I haven't seen him live for a while. I think every time I do watch him, he puts on a show. And for Barcelona as well, that Lamine Yamal, he's got an absolute absolute worldie on the weekend to beat Eibar, I believe it was. I might be wrong on that, but Mallorca, that's it, yeah, Mallorca. They won 1-0 and he scored an absolute worldie. And as for 16, it's so impressive.
Yeah, well, can't wait to go to Mallorca on my holidays. Joey, can you give a little prediction about your game?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was watching Arsenal-Porto, and I'm not going to Arsenal on my holidays. I don't think. I think I might choose somewhere a bit nicer. But look, I think we've got this game at the Emirates, Champions League. They haven't had a knockout game there for years, so it's exciting. Bukayo Saka and Odegaard are going to be players to watch tonight for Arsenal, I think. I'm hoping that Odegaard can deliver the quality we know he has in a big game. Everyone knows his abilities, so it'll be nice to see him really deliver on the big stage. In terms of the prediction, I do think Arsenal will qualify, but everyone has an underdog story, so let's see what Porto can do.
Yeah, let's hope for a Porto win tonight. We're going to go outside Aldershot to Millie Payne, who has some important news for us. Millie, how are you doing?
Hey Ollie, I'm here at Aldershot. Ben is also in there. Unfortunately, they've gone 1-0 down. But I'm here at Aldershot just to give you a little bit of a feel of what's going on in and around the stadium. Behind me, we've just got the burger van here. I wanted to see if we could maybe chat to some of these guys down here, see if they'd give us any sort of update as to what goes on in their lives on a match day. So give me a sec. Hello. Do you want to give a little chat live on YouTube? Someone definitely wants to, you can tell. If you're the boss, you have to do the talking most of the time. As you can see, we've got some fallen chips down here. Take the burgers. Come on, you look great. Hello. Who are you and what do you do?
My name is Dana and we cater with food.
How busy do you get on a match day roughly?
It depends. This is the other boss coming.
The other boss. Get him in. Come on, Elliot.
Yeah, it all depends. Whether it's raining, sunshine, all depends.
Average sort of busyness today, would you say?
Yeah.
And how much do you charge for a Mars bar? That's the most important thing. £1. Not bad. So, no, it's not too bad. Well, if you want a Mars bar, get yourself down here. And if you're lucky enough, I might be trying a Mars bar and maybe some chips yourself if you're lucky. Back to you, Ollie. Thanks, guys.
Millie, I've got a question for you before you go.
Oh, go on then.
So are you going to be getting a burger to warm you up a bit?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what I won't be getting. I won't be getting a cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah. I definitely don't like cheese.
As we know, I
Millie?
don't like my cheese.
No, you do not.
No,
You've seen
not
the
for me,
cheeseless
is it?
pizzas.
Not for me.
Well, thank you, Millie. Thank you for that interesting insight.
That's all right.
Cheers, thank you. Yeah, Millie outside Aldershot, interviewing the burger van out there. It's great. Love that other. I know that is a lot. It is a lot. But I like the other side of football. You know, it's the whole feel of the game. You know, I've really enjoyed that.
It's so much more than the 11 out on the pitch, isn't it? That's why it's called a beautiful game, I suppose, isn't it? It's because it's so much more than 11 out on the pitch. So it's nice to get that sort of insight.
Everyone behind the scenes as well, and all of the volunteers, especially in the lower league clubs, got to give props to them. They do so much, and I mean, even when we were speaking earlier about the postponements, even the people that work on the grounds, etc., they work so hard all throughout the year just to make sure that games go ahead. So whether it's the catering teams or the grounds people, they all work so hard just to keep the game going. And as you say, that's kind of the magic of it.
Yeah, it's definitely the magic of the game. I'm going to come to Tom now. Any updates in your game?
No, not really. First chance of the game actually went to Harrogate. A little cross into the box from George Thompson, their top goal scorer this season. Puts it in. Derek Avu, back post, hits the side netting.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely going. And Chloe, have you got any updates on your game?
Wow, there has been a little bit of action in my game as well. Early doors, Ruddy was called into action, as I said. He's experienced and he dealt with it very well. There was a bit of a hospital pass from Roberts. One of the Borough players, nearly pounced on it. He did well to claim that. And then down the other end, Pritchard, he had an opportunity himself. Again, he's on the older side of the Blues kind of team. He's 30 years old, and he joined from Sunderland in January. So he's not been there for long. Had a long range chance, but down the other end, Latte Laugh. I mean, we're expecting him to be in fine form. He did score in the last game, so he's already looking dangerous for Borough. So it's been kind of end to end so far. Yeah, definitely an exciting game.
Oh, perfect. And I think you guys are waiting for 5 minutes till kick off. Again, we're getting more excited each minute goes by.
I can't believe John Ruddy still plays football. I cannot believe that's the case.
He's one of the best goalkeepers in the league this season, though. I think it's one of them things, isn't it? Still got it. I mean, I'm currently watching, obviously, the Arsenal Porto game. I've just got a clip of Pepe come up. I mean, he must be touching 40 now and still just superb, on a weekly basis. He's brilliant at these big European nights. It just shows that, and obviously you've got Lamine Yamal at Barcelona, which Zach will be reporting on tonight, but also it goes the other way, where you can say, as much as it's impressive to do it at a young age, it's also deserves their props for doing it at the age they are. Well,
class is permanent, as they say. We're going to go to Swindon now with Freddie Dorman. He said there's been a chance.
I don't know how Swindon haven't gone 1-0 up here, Ollie. It's a goal-mouth scramble. It's, I believe, Davison Devoy who's took the first attempt. It's been saved. It's then fallen to Kokolo, who's put it back across. It's Devoy again, but it's been saved this time. And Accrington Stanley, they've managed to clear it off the line. But it's definitely Swindon who've been the better side so far in the opening 10 minutes.
Thank you. Still 0-0. Thank you. Only one goal in all of our games we're covering at the moment. We're going to go to Joey now. Obviously, we got still 4 minutes, minute by minute. We're going. Do you think? I do think there's going to be an upset tonight. I think I can really feel that Porto are going to win this game.
Well, I tell you what, we might not have any football in action yet, but I can tell you we've had some extremely exciting light show at the Emirates this evening, which is the Champions League anthem is now playing, but the highlight of the night so far for me is definitely the light show that the Emirates put on. In regards to your actual question about the upset, look, I would love to see an underdog story because I always back the underdog, but I think your optimism might be greater than mine.
No, I hate Arsenal, so I hope you're wrong. Chloe, I'm going to go back to your game in the moment. Has there any updates you got?
So I was just going to say, bit of an opportunity there for Borough. Again, Latte Laugh, he is extremely dangerous around the edge of the Blues box. He picked it up there, it was bobbling around, Ruddy was forced to make a save, came out on the edge of the box, and it was actually McNair which had a long-range shot, and it was just high. So not meant to be on this occasion, but Borough are definitely knocking on the door, and I think could be a matter of time here. Blues, they're looking a little bit sloppy, and they've been saved by Ruddy twice, and it's only been 10 minutes.
So you say Ruddy's having a good game so far?
Yeah, having a good game so far, proven his experience, and obviously, as I said earlier, he's the captain of the team, so definitely proving why at the moment.
Perfect, thank you. And we'll go back to our other game that's on now. Tom, has there been any updates from your Wrexham versus Harrogate clash?
Little to no action here, really. Both teams struggling to really control possession. Both teams going very direct. Yeah, I've expected Wrexham to have most possession, but actually Harrogate probably edging it at the moment.
Do you think, so obviously there's a big buzz around Wrexham right now, do you think that contributes to their form?
Absolutely. I mean, they've spent a ridiculous amount of money for that level. I mean, and a lot of their players could arguably be playing at League One, and even in the National League, they were signing like top-end League One players and giving them a lot of money. I mean, they've got some ex-Premier League players in there. I think they've got Stephen Fletcher, he's had a great career himself. James McLean, he's like over 100 Iron Caps, I think, as well. So yeah, they've got a lot of experience, and I mean, they should go up this season, really.
Yeah, I think they might. So we're going to go to Jamie Somerville, who is at the Chesterfield versus Oxford City game at the SMH Group Stadium. Jamie, you've got an update for us.
Well, it's still 1-0 to Chesterfield against Oxford City today, but it's showing as a very dominant display for Chesterfield. It could have been 2 or 3-0 so far, but yeah, there's not really been a chance for Oxford City today, so I wouldn't be expecting any goals for them. But yeah, it's 1-0 Chesterfield versus Oxford City.
Perfect, thank you, Jamie. Jamie, so I was just going to, before you go, I was just going to ask you a question. You said it was going to be 3, it could be 2 or 3 right now. You could definitely see Chesterfield winning this game quite comfortably.
Yeah, absolutely. Their games average 4 goals a game. I think they're currently 2.5 goals a game for them. So I wouldn't be shocked if they concede. But something's happening. It's a penalty. It's Oxford City. I don't know who went down on penalty, but yeah, it's a penalty. The referee's called for a penalty. Oh, no, I don't know what's happening. Joseph Parker, he's been on Come Down with me, and now he's asking the ref what's happening. I'm unsure. Back in a minute with more.
Perfect. Thank you, Jamie. Okay, so we're going to Piran now, who's got an interesting update for us. Piran, what have you got for us?
Yes, it's a goal for the home side. Bath City have gone 1-0 up against Hemel Hempstead. It was a dangerous free kick given it was quite a questionable foul. But Ewan Clark, who has been delivering some awesome crosses, delivered the free kick into the box, and Jordan Dyer, the centre-back, straight onto his head into the goal. It was a brilliant free kick, and Bath City are now 1-0 up against Hemel Hempstead.
Perfect. Thank you. Two very interesting moments now. We're going to go back to Jamie Somerville in Chesterfield. Jamie, what have you got for us?
It's Chesterfield 1, Oxford City 0. Harry Price saved the penalty from Joshua Parker. He went down to his right-hand side and he saved it. So my prediction of Oxford City not scoring is staying true at the moment. But yeah, overall, Chesterfield should still be winning this comfortably.
Perfect. Thank you, Jamie. All got a bit crazy there with all the updates coming in. So, guys, both your games have kicked off. Zach, will come to you first.
I tell you what, one of the best first minutes of football I've seen in my life. Rafinha's just hit a Rabona cross into Lewandowski, just missed the header, and Lamau cleared it over. But literally from kickoff, Napoli went from completely direct. It bounced over Araujo, and Osimhen got in behind. And if it wasn't for that 17-year-old, I can't quite remember his name. If it wasn't for him, I think Barcelona could be 1-0 down inside 10 seconds.
Oh my God!
But 1 minute 30 gone here, and still 0-0.
Perfect. And Joey, your game's kicked off.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about Arsenal versus Porto?
Well, it's not the news that you want to hear. It looks like it's going to be a bit of an onslaught, Ollie. It's Arsenal possession deep in Porto territory to begin the game. In fact, it's just a good ball put in behind now, but it's well set up by Diego Costa. But it's been very much just feeding each other out early minutes here. Obviously, early action is going to be Arsenal pressure, I'd imagine. But one thing that has taken by surprise is Porto put on quite a high press. So despite the fact that it's been played majority in their half, when they have been able to get out and press, they have done, which is sort of, an interesting tactical play, because I thought they might look into just block and sit in and hold on to the 1-0 lead, but literally they're not going to do that. So still 0-0, but 2:30 gone.
Do you think that could cost them going up to press? Oh, we've got a goal, Chloe. Chloe's got a goal. Come back to Joey, but Chloe's got a goal
I'm really sorry to interrupt, but I have just had a goal, and it looks like it's McGree, and he's obviously joined from Birmingham City, and he has just scored against his old club. So it's Middlesbrough 1, Birmingham 0. It was an absolute rocket from outside the box, and it was actually Luke Ayling that was, he kind of created that for McGree there. He's on loan from Leeds for the second half of the season. He's had assists in the past couple of games, so it's probably no surprise, but it's McGree to score for Middlesbrough, so it's Middlesbrough 1, Birmingham City 0.
Oh, so not the result we really wanted for Birmingham, definitely.
No, definitely not.
So, Joey, we'll go back to you.
Had a big chance, Ollie. It's Ben White at the back post. And it's really good from Bukayo Saka. He's got the ball on the right-hand side, and he's driven inside. He's beaten 2 men, and it's fallen to Declan Rice, played outside to Trossard, whose cross actually is a very big deflection, which almost helps the Arsenal attack, and it's hung up to Ben White at the back post, who loops his header over Diego Costa, but unfortunately for him, it's just over the bar, so still 0-0.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so we're going to go to Harrison, who's down at Southend. Harrison, have you got an update for us?
Just to say that it's Southend 0, Dorking 0. First 20 minutes, not a lot has happened. It's been very flat, to be fair. But I'd say Southend are just getting on top now, as you can probably hear. A few crosses in the box, a few corners, and a couple set pieces that have troubled the Dorking defence, but no goals yet, still 0-0.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Harrison. Hopefully, Southend can get a goal up. Don't you think, Zach?
Chance for Napoli, actually, wasn't it? It's just missed a one-on-one. Great save from ter Stegen, though.
Oh, wow. Stegen, one of the best goalkeepers of all time. I think you'll agree.
as a goalkeeper myself growing up, he was my favourite.
Oh, perfect. You maybe think Edison, but Sagan also very good. Both of
He's a
them.
Man City fan, so loyalties get lost at that club, don't they? So I suppose it's not really a big thing for him.
We're going to go to Tom now. Tom, have you got any updates in your game?
No, again, still just both teams struggling to dictate possession, get hold of the ball. I mean, both teams tactically seem to work each other out at the moment. I think it must be said for both teams. They've got two top managers. I think Phil Parkinson's got loads of promotion experience from his time at Bradford and Bolton, while Son Weaver is actually the longest serving manager in the whole of the EFL, being in charge since 2009. I mean, he does miracles every season on such a shoestring budget. And if he can get them playoffs this year, I think I've seen some people say he could deserve a knighthood for the job he's been doing now.
We've had a substitution in this game already. So it's actually Mark Roberts. He's had to come off injured. He is 33 years old and he had to kick out of play. It looked like he just picked up an injury there. And it's Cody Drammer that's come on to replace him. He's on loan from Leeds. So, you know, we've got Luke Ayling on loan from Leeds for Borough, but it's Cody that's come on for the Blues. And he's got 3 assists in the past 25 matches in the league at only 22 years old. So we'll see if he can make a difference here for the Blues.
Definitely, I hope they can make a difference for Birmingham City. I've been to a couple of Birmingham City games. When I watched Birmingham City versus Cardiff, and I saw that Perrier NG free kick was an absolute wonder. Me and my brother loved it in the away end. So we're going to go to Joey. We're going to go to Joey now. So Joey, anything to report in your game?
Well, since you last came to me, actually, it's a bit of Porto pressure as they look to deliver a ball in now. But it's been a much improved spell for them over the last few minutes. I think that they've realised that if they do just sit in and give Arsenal all the opportunities, they are getting up conceding because of the attacking prowess that Arsenal have. So they've actually looked to make some forward advances in the first few moments, and they've been very successful. 2 long throw-ins into the box, both defended well by Gabriel and Saliba individually. But yeah, Porto looking to press a bit now, and could make the tie a bit more interesting for the neutral.
Oh, perfect. We're going to go to Cam in the newsroom. Cam, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Ollie. So it's 0-0 at Fratton Park so far. We're 20 minutes in. Portsmouth did come quite close to the opener. There's a free kick from about 25 yards out, which hit the top of the crossbar from Sydney. But not much else to report on so far.
Go back to Tom. Tom, have you got any updates on your game?
Yeah, not much updates there. Yeah, little to report. Still 0-0.
Do you think they're just feeling each other out? I think teams do that.
I think it is, but I think for a team like Wrexham, who are in the promotion spot, they've not impressed me like this so far. They've not really got hold of possession. They've not created anything for Paul Mullen, who we know if you give him chances, he will normally get on the end of it. So yeah, he's got a pedigree. He's proven goal scorer at this level.
Definitely, Paul Mullen, a prolific goal scorer, you could say. We'll go to Zach now. I haven't heard from Zach in a while. Anything to report?
Tell you what, it's been a good game. It's very back and forth. Neither team are scared at all to attack. You'd think Barcelona would dominate possession with the way they play, the way Xavi wants to play, but Napoli have had the ball. They've had chances. Osimhen missed a great chance, a one-on-one. But so far, again, I think that they are trying to fill each other out. I don't think they want to go cutthroat just yet, but I think eventually we'll see some goals because this game's looking good.
Okay, so we're going to go outside Aldershot to Millie. Millie, can you hear me?
Hey Ollie, we are back. This time I'm here at this nice little bar here with this very nice gentleman. What's your name, sir?
Andrew.
This is Andrew. Are you the bar manager? Am I correct in saying that?
Something along those
Something
lines.
along those lines.
Yeah, we built the place about 10 years ago.
Oh wow, really cool.
Converted it out of a disused gents' loo that hadn't been used since 1956. Gravel, the land, works, everything. Yeah, new roof, all the kit.
Oh wow. How long have you been working here?
I've been here as the caterer since 2008.
2008, flipping Henry. So that 2008's when the club did really well, wasn't it? They won the Conference League.
Yeah, we got promoted that year. We came in doing hospitality, and then 4 years later it went into administration, and we came in to do hospitality and bars with the new people who were controlling it.
Oh wow. How well do you remember that 2007-2008 season?
Because we were busy elsewhere doing lots of other stuff as well. So this was only a small part of our business. So.
How much preparation does it take to get ready for something like half-time? It's in about, 20 minutes time?
Yeah, we need to pour about 350 pints for half-time.
You get a lot of beer drinkers here.
This will be busy. You'll be mobbed.
How much do you charge for a pint?
£4.80 to £5.50 for a pint of Peroni. I think that's very reasonable.
I think that's reasonable. I'll let the viewers decide. Ollie, do you think that's a reasonable price for a Peroni?
That is definitely a reasonable. I've paid £7 for a Peroni in some bars, so yeah, I definitely
You've got
paid
the approval
£4.
of our studio team. You've got the approval. Oh, amazing. Well, thank you very much, guys. Back to you guys in the studio over there.
Thank you, Millie. That was very nice to see you outside Aldershot. So, Chloe, we're going to go to you with the Middlesbrough-Birmingham game. Can you tell us if anything's happened?
Yeah, so not much so far. Obviously, there's been a few opportunities, but Howson, the captain of Borough, he has actually just been booked. He absolutely wiped out Paik. Looked like a bit of a nasty challenge. Luckily, he's all right to continue. So we haven't got any other substitutions yet in this game, but it's just end-to-end still, just end-to-end.
Perfect, thank you. We're going to go to Leyton Orient now with Freddie Kilby. Freddie, have you got any updates for us?
Unfortunately not, Ollie. It's still 0-0 here, 25 minutes to go. And 25 minutes in, so very sorry about that. It's been quite an even game so far. Both sides enjoying some half chances, but nothing really testing the goalkeepers. And in fact, I'd probably say that Port Vale's own defence has tested their goalkeeper more than Orient's attack so far. Nathan Smith, the captain for Port Vale, picks up a yellow card for blocking Joe Piggott's running behind. So he's walking a very tight sort of rope at the moment. It's definitely been treading at some ice, trying to avoid a second booking. But yeah, that's all I've got so far for you. It's Leyton Orient 0, Port Vale 0.
Perfect, thank you. I mean, last time at Leyton Orient it was 4-3, and we had Freddie all the time coming back and back and back. Maybe not this week, but thank you for talking to us, Freddie. Sorry, so we'll go to Zach now. Zach, anything to report on your Barca game?
Not quite. Fermin had a great. I can't remember what's his name. Fermin Lopez. That's it. Fermin Lopez had a great chance for Barcelona. Picked the ball up about the 18, literally edge of the box, but dragged his shot far left. So nothing else. Kvaratskhelia been fouled quite a few times in the last 2 minutes. Again, the team's just finding the feel for each other. I reckon there'll be a goal soon though.
Perfect, then we'll go. Staying within the Champions League, Joey. Oh, sorry. We've got a goal at Southend. Harrison, can you tell us about it?
I can indeed. It is 1-0 to Southend, and it's an incredible strike. It's a free kick, and Scott Morris takes it. He bends it over the wall and right into the top corner. Nothing the keeper can do about that one. So Southend 1, Dorking 0. I'm sure Zach's happy about that.
Thank you. We're going to go to Zach. Not about your game, about this.
He's in. What's it?
Oh, sorry. We'll go to Zach first. Zach. So Southend, go on, what up? Are you buzzing about that?
Scott Morris, mate. What he's the goal. Oh, he's so good.
Oh, perfect.
He's so good.
Oh.
Great chance for Barcelona. Just missed better.
Southend in good contention for playoffs, then, is it? If they win.
Obviously, they had the 10-point deduction. If that wasn't there, I genuinely believe they'd go up.
That's putting Dorking further down into the relegation zone as well, unfortunately.
They're so close.
Yeah.
The table is so close.
Yeah.
If Dorking won here, Southend would be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's a must-win.
I mean, if Southend win, that's points lost for Dorking, and it's points that they really, really do need down there. So I'm sorry, Zach, but I would like to see Dorking pull it back.
What's going on with Dorking at the moment?
Oh, what do I think is going wrong
That's
with
a really good question, Tom. What's going on with Dorking?
Well, I think they're having a little bit of a shake-up at the moment. Ross, who was one of the assistant managers, he's literally just left. I think they're having a bit of a shake-up behind the scenes. I know we all know what Dorking's like. I'm really hoping that they'll bounce back, and I do believe that they can. And I mean, come on, everyone loves Mark White. So we all want to see it, and especially because I obviously work on a bunch of amateurs, make some very good episodes. So
it is. I do follow them on TikTok, and they are a very, very good, interesting channel. So Joey, I've heard you gasp a lot. Can you tell me about it?
It's absolutely lit up in the last few minutes. It's gone from quite, touching, seeing how each other's are, to just all of a sudden Arsenal exploding out the blocks. I mean, just a minute ago, Bukayo Saka again got the ball and he's come for a couple of players before having a shot, which is in the end a comfortable save for Diego Costa. But from the resulting corner, Gabriel on the end of it, we know how dangerous he is from those corners this year. And it ended up falling to Odegaard, but he put the ball into the side netting. So still 0-0, but Arsenal really starting to push here.
Perfect, thank you. We're going to go now to Chance at the Wimbledon game, Wimbledon versus Gillingham. Have you got an update for us, Chance?
AFC Wimbledon 0, Gillingham 0. It's quite a feisty game though, end to end. Even though there's been no goals, it's been entertaining. The best chance for AFC Wimbledon has been through Omar Bugle, who had a shot saved by the Gillingham goalkeeper, Glenn Morris. But 0-0, it's still an exciting match though. Hopefully we get a goal soon. AFC Wimbledon 0, Gillingham 0.
Sorry, we have to interrupt your chance. We've got a goal in Barcelona.
Great play for Barcelona. Rafinha down the left-hand side, pulled it back to Fermin Lopez, who had I think it's his third shot in 14 minutes already, and hits it bottom corner. It's been coming. Barcelona have started to play their football a bit more, but yeah, that puts them in the driving seat of the tie.
Oh,
actually, can I say as well, the goal came from possibly one of the worst referee decisions I've ever seen.
Tell us about
Hamad Traore, who came from Bournemouth, sorry, did an absolute. It was a great tackle, and the referee gave a foul. And from that foul, Barcelona went over, and it's now 1-0. So Napoli will feel hard done by, but that's it's been deserved.
Thank you, Zach. We're going to go to Peran now, who's covering our Bath game. Peran, what have you got for us?
Hey, Ollie, yeah, it's still Bath 1, Hemel 0, but there's been some huge chances. First chance came to Hemel. Michael Falevi was in on goal, and it was a 2-on-1 against the keeper, but he decided to go himself, take the shot, and the keeper saved it. Then Bath came up the other end, and almost a huge penalty shout. The crowd here was going nuts. It looked like it hit the Hemel defender's arm very clearly in the penalty box. It went out for a corner. Corner was given. The corner came in, and then Bath hit the post. It was Scott Wilson who hit the post. So it's been end to end here. It's been a good game, but it's still Bath 1, Hemel 0.
Peran, can I ask you something? Do you think if there was VAR down there, that would be what decision would come of that?
I reckon it could have been given a penalty. I think the crowd was shouting loud here, and us in the press box thought it was a penalty.
Oh, sorry, Peran, we have to cut you off there. We've got a goal in Zach's game, in the Barcelona game. Tell us about it.
So, I believe yes, it is 2-0. João Cancelo. Counter-attack, Kvaratskhelia back-heeled it in the Barcelona box, and from that, Araujo cleared the ball, played it upfield. Lamine Yamal got away from his man, played it across to Rafinha, who took the shot, hit the post, and João Cancelo tucked in the rebound to make it 2-0.
Oh wow! So Cancelo, ex-Man City player.
Not my favourite player, but Lamine Yamal. I mean, for a 16-year-old, this kid's something special.
Well, that means that academy is producing time and time again. Yeah, very good game. So we're going to go to Tom there quickly. Tom, have you got any updates on your game, or is it still quite a
Wrexham really starting to dictate possession now. I mean, Jacob Mendy on the left side is really dangerous, actually, but they've still not really had any clear-cut chances. I mean, Harrogate, even though they've conceded 9 goals to come, they normally are actually a tough crack to hunt down. But yeah, no, their defence is strong at the moment, and still 0-0 here.
Perfect, thank you. And Chloe, we're going to come to you now. Have you got any updates on your game?
Yeah, so it's actually been Luke Ayling who's kind of dictating the game. I mean, he has got 268 appearances for Leeds, so he's definitely proving his experience and kind of quality. But he's been linking up well with Patrick McNair. He's actually not a consistent starter for Borough. He's been at the club since 2018, though. But yeah, starting again tonight, and he's been looking really good. And yeah, he's been working well with Ayling, trying to create some opportunities, and it is Borough on top at the moment.
Perfect, thank you so much. Joey, we'll come to you now in the Champions League fixture, Arsenal versus Porto. What have you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, actually a few moments ago it was Porto that have come the closest so far.
Oh, thank
it was Evanilson on the left-hand side, and it's actually really poor defending from William Saliba. He's got a lot of time to sort of, judge it, and he's just headed the ball straight back to the Porto striker, who's then taken it on his left foot and has missed the post by no more than half an inch. But I mean, another big point tonight is Declan Rice, if he gets a yellow card, will be suspended for the quarterfinals if they're to get there, and he has already given away a foul. So he's going to have to watch it.
So
you might want to stay with me because Arsenal got a free kick in quite a dangerous area.
Okay, we'll stay with you right now.
Declan Rice does himself look to take it, delivered in, and tell you what, it's an offside trap played. And if he's not offside, then he should do better. But the assistant referee has now raised his flag. But it's Gabriel and Porto's bringing offside.
Sorry, we're going to have to cut you off there, Joey. We're going to go to Aldershot with Millie. Millie, can you tell us something? Millie. Having some technical difficulties at the moment. Oh, Millie's back.
Hello?
Hello, Millie. Have you got something to tell us?
Yes, I'm going to tell you how good these chips are. Have a look at that. Nice, crisp.
Perfect. Do love a good
Tell you what,
bunch of chips at
for
an away
a
day.
football stadium, that's a good chip.
Okay, we're going to go to Ben at Aldershot as well, pairing them two together. Ben, what have you got for us?
Yes, while Millie is over there enjoying her chips, I'm pitchside watching the game. It is Aldershot 1, Ebbsfleet 1. It was Aldershot equaliser. Laurent Tollage scores his 19th goal for the Shots. The Shots took a short corner, actually much to the fans' dismay. However, they worked it nicely, created a chance. The ball was played across the box, and the big Swiss target man was there to slot it home. It's Ebbsfleet 1, Aldershot 1.
Perfect, thank you, Ben. We're going to go to Swindon versus Accrington at the county ground. Nathan Part and Freddie Dorman, what have you got for us, boys?
Yeah, so it's the away side Accrington that have finally had a chance. It was a ball into the box by Jack Nolan. It was ricocheting everywhere, and it finally fell to the striker, Adoyin. But he was offside. He tapped it into an open net, but the linesman put his flag straight up. That's Accrington's first chance of the game. Swindon are absolutely dominating here, but it's still Swindon Town 0, Accrington 0.
Oh, thank you, boys. It's very cold in Swindon today. We're going to go to Chance now. Chance is covering our AFC Wimbledon vs Gillingham game at the Plough Lane. Chance, what have you got for us?
The deadlock has been broken. AFC Wimbledon 1, Gillingham 0. It was a lovely header by Omar Bugle, the Lebanese striker, and the deadlock's broken. 1-0, AFC Wimbledon.
Perfect, thank you. Plough Lane, home of AFC Wimbledon. So, guys, have you guys enjoyed your football matches so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Really good. Bit of a snooze fest here.
See, we haven't got to Tom that much because this game hasn't been as exciting as the other three. We go to Chloe now, sorry. What's happening in your game?
So now the Blues are looking to build a bit of pressure. As I said, it's been very end-to-end. Alex Pritchard and Jay Stansfield were actually linking up there with a counter-attack. I mean, Alex Pritchard on the ball at the moment. He's just fed it into the box, but not quite the quality on the cross there. But I am expecting to see something from Jay Stansfield this evening. He's 21 years old and he's on loan from Fulham. He's also in England under 21. He's got 2 caps. So I think, we could see something special from him tonight, hopefully. He's got 9 goals and 2 assists in the league. So if anyone's going to do anything for the Blues, it's probably going to be him.
I think so as well. Joey, you've gasped again.
Yeah,
Tell us about it.
Because it's Porto pressure at the minute, Ollie, and David Ray has just made a superb save with his left hand. It's been a lot of Arsenal possession, but Porto looking the more likely in terms of finding the opener. It's Evanilson again, who looks to be the man that's causing the problems for them at the moment. And he's just, again, on that left foot, taking a quick snapshot, coming through the body of Gabriel, and David Ray has reacted brilliantly to push it past the post. But seriously, Porto looking much more likely to score as they put another ball in behind now, but David Ray sweeps up. So still 0-0, but Porto looking likely at the moment.
So I want to ask you about that. Oh, sorry, I haven't got a question about that. We've got a goal at Warsaw. Diogo, can you tell us about it, please?
Hello. So Warsaw have scored from a corner kick. It is Roland Meniyese, number 24. He has scored a brilliant header to make it 1-0 to Warsaw. Very, very close game, but Warsaw has managed to break through. It was a bit of a snooze fest before that, but now they've done it. Barrow are going to need to come back, especially if they want to get playoffs. Warsaw 1, Barrow 0.
Thank you, and hello to you, Diogo, as well. Chloe, we heard you gasp. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, no, I definitely can. So, as I've already mentioned about 1 million times so far in this game, Latte Laugh, he's just nearly pulled out some magic for Borough here. But again, it's Ruddy. He's called into action. Great save from him just to palm it out. But it was a quick throw-in from Middlesbrough. Latte Laugh straight on that. And you just know that he's going to try and shoot. But yeah, good save from Ruddy to keep Birmingham in it.
Thank you, Chloe. We've got a red card, but for who, Chance Squammers?
Things are getting worse for Gillingham. It's still AFC Wimbledon 1, Gillingham 0, but Gillingham have lost a man. Connor Matheson, number 4, for Gillingham, has got sent off after 2 yellows, so it's not looking good for Gillingham. AFC Wimbledon 1, Gillingham 0.
Thank you, Chance. You're very informative, but I was hoping that you didn't know so you could say that iconic line. Cammy would have loved that, definitely. So we're going to go to Tom now. Tom, anything to update in your game? Bit of a snooze fest.
Still nothing here, you know. Just a bit of a chess match at the moment, actually. Harrogate, they do look likely on the counter-attack. I think that's the type of way, that's the way they want to play. Yeah, but still not really been many chances. Odo on the left-hand side, he's their Fellair pair actually, and he's looked dangerous at times. He put one cross in earlier. It looked dangerous. Josh March just couldn't get there at the back post for a simple header, but other than that, it's still mostly Wrexham possession.
It's funny that pre-game we were guessing some high scores in your one, and it has been a snooze fest so far.
More time than shots.
So do you think the Welcome to Wrexham crew have shut their cameras off?
Yeah, maybe. It's not exactly the Hollywood football that they expect right now.
At break time.
Maybe. We're going to go to Joey now. Joey, can you tell us something about Arsenal?
What was your question? What were you going to ask me?
Oh, so I was going to ask about actually Ramsdale and Raya. Personally, I think Ramsdale's a better keeper, and I think there's a bit of biasy with Raya. I don't think he's that good of a keeper. What's your thoughts on it?
Look, it's tough, isn't it? Because they're both very good goalkeepers, and I think this is the problem with having 2 number 1s. I don't think it works. We've seen with Kelleher at Liverpool, you know, he's been Alisson's backup, and he's been superb since he was brought in. So, in terms of who I prefer, I think overall, I'd probably say David Raya is a better keeper, but I just think the whole idea that Arteta's got of having 2 number 1s doesn't work.
I think for me as well, I think every other position on the pitch is so healthy. Competition is always great, but I think goalkeepers are one position you can't do that with. The manager has to have such confidence in the goalkeeper, and if he's like, I think there's even been shouts that he might sub goalkeepers on at half time. I just think it's ridiculous statements. How are you going to give a keeper confidence?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because if you think about it, if you've got someone breathe down your neck as a goalkeeper, it's going to make you nervous, and it's probably the last position you want to be nervous in. You saw at Ramsdale last night a bit of. Sorry, we're going to have to go. Sorry, we'll come back to that chat. We're going to go to Freddie. Freddie, what have you got for us?
Yes, thank you, Ollie. It is Leighton Orient 0, Port Vale 0 still. But oh my God, Port Vale should be 1-0 up already. Here's a great ball from former Orient player Gavin Massey, who broke down that right wing and put a lovely ball into the middle of the box. And James Wilson, former Manchester United Academy graduate, he received the volley, but he's fired his effort so high over the bar, and it should really be for Port Vale 1, Leighton Orient 0. I can't believe they missed it, but yeah, it's still goalless here.
Thank you, Freddie. And Zach, I think you want to cross your fingers now. We're going to Harrison down at Southend. Harrison, what have you got to tell us?
All good for Zach. It's still Southend 1, Dorking 0. It's actually a change for Dorking already with Mewett, who's the one on the yellow card. He's gone off for Blair, so I don't know if that's classic Mark White or if he's just frustrated with the performance because they haven't been at the races so far, but still 1-0 Southend.
Thank you, Harrison. I bet Zach was relieved to hear that. Thank you. So yeah, we'll go back to that conversation about goalkeepers and how, being nervous. You see Ramsdale gave up a chance against Brentford. You see, he's definitely playing with some nerves. Do you think, Joey?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, there's no two ways to look at it. It was his fault, wasn't it? He took too long on the ball. He didn't distribute it, and he ended up, you know, giving away a goal. And I think as well, like Tom said, the whole team needs to have that confidence. And if you're a defender, you want to have that consistency behind you as well. So, look, I think they're not to take anything away from either goalkeeper, but I don't think they should be at the same club.
Perfect. Yeah, there's still 2 good goalkeepers. They're just not world class, man. I know we always rave on about Liverpool, Man City. I think they've got the goalkeeper situation so perfect. Is that both their backups, they're competent, but they know their roles in the team.
I think their backups could definitely play for many. They could start for many players.
After the Liverpool game, Edison's out for 3 to 5 weeks. But as a City fan, I'm not worried.
I think Stefan Ortega's going to be able to fill Edison's shoes.
Genuinely, I do. Every time I've watched him, he's more like everyone was talking about last year when we had the FA Cup final.
Oh my word, that is unbelievable defending from Pepe.
Sorry, Zach, I think it's there. We're going to go to Joey now. Can you tell us what's happened in your game?
Yeah, it's Ben White right on the right-hand side who's crossed the ball in. And I think he has meant to cross it across the box, but it's actually towards the back post. And Pepe has flicked it off the head of Kai Havertz. And without that intervention, it would be 1-0 Arsenal. It's unbelievable defending from the Portuguese man. seriously, we mentioned earlier him doing it at the age he is. That is unbelievable. That's what a piece of defending. In fact, I think he might have actually hurt himself in the process because he's currently down. But well, in Pepe fashion, he's back on his feet pretty quickly.
Yeah, David, one of my all-time favourite players. Just the pure aggression. You could just that Portuguese core at Real Madrid at that one point was just unbelievable. We're going to go to Tom now. Tom, I regret asking you sometimes about your game, but can you please give us some insight?
Yeah, again, still not much. Very direct game of football.
Oh, sorry, Tom, I have to interrupt you there.
So sorry.
It was a thing. Zach,
I keep taking all the limelight. So it is. I can't pronounce his name. It's the centre half though. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Give us a try.
Let's have a go. It is Amir Ramani. Well, the ball was cut behind, and he's just slotted it past. Let me just see who cut it in. Politano got past João Cancelo, and somehow the centre half has ended up in the Barcelona box when Osimhen is. Kvaratskhelia wasn't even in there, but the centre half was, and I suppose they're not complaining because it is 2-1 and they're back in it.
So yeah, 2-1. That centre half went on a little bit of an adventure, I'm guessing.
I don't know where he came from, but he got there. And
he got there in the most important time. Okay, thank you, Zach. We'll go back to Tom. I mean, we interrupted you, but is there anything to talk about?
There actually is now. As you left, Jordan Gibson's gone down with a bit of a knock. He actually just came into the team tonight. It's actually been really good. He's had Elliot Lee in his pocket, really. I mean, yeah, he's come in, and Matty Folds might be coming on for Harrogate.
Perfect, thank you. We're going to go to Aldershot now with Ben. Ben, what updates have you got for us?
So Aldershot have took the lead. It is Aldershot 2, Edsfleet 1. In fact, it was quite similar to the first goal, where it came from a short corner. It looked like it came straight off the training ground. Nice little play outside the box. The ball gets delivered, and it's number 9, Lauren Tolaj again. Could he be on for his hat-trick today? It is Aldershot 2, Edsfleet 1. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so staying in Aldershot, we're going to go to Millie, who is with some fans there. Millie, can you interview some fans for us, please?
No. Half time here yet, so I can't actually give you any thoughts of any fans. I said I can get you some fans when we get there, but unfortunately we haven't quite gotten there yet. There's still play going on. So when we actually do reach half time, I will try and get some fans for you to give you their thoughts so
Millie,
far.
can you ask me about? Can I ask you about the goal, please? Millie.
To be honest, if I'm being honest, I didn't see much of it. I was still eating my chips, if I'm being dead honest.
I didn't
see much of it, but by the sounds of it, the Aldershot fans are in fine voice. The stadium's pretty full as well. There's about a good 2,000 people here. So, hopefully they're giving good encouragement and, Aldershot can keep fighting and get that win over Ebbsfleet today.
So we're gonna go to Cam in the newsroom, who is covering Derby County versus Reading at Pride Park. Portsmouth Burton. My apologies, Portsmouth Burton. Cam, what have you got to tell us?
Hi Ollie, yeah, so there's a penalty here at Portsmouth. It's just been taken out in the area by number 4. I believe it's a Shojar from Burton Albion who's taken him down. The referee's just having a word with the Burton goalkeeper at the minute, but the ball's played out to the edge of the box. I think it's number 34, Pert Harris, who's actually been brought down from behind on the left-hand side of the box. But yeah, Portsmouth have the penalty. The ball's in the hands of the taker at the minute, who's number 15. He's just come up to the ball. It's going to be Sadie who's going to take the spot kick.
Perfect, thank you, Cam. We're going to now go to Harrison with a half-time score. Harrison, it's half-time. What can you tell us?
Yeah, it's half-time. Southend 1, Dorking 0. I'd say a deserved lead for the hosts. A bit of quality. There's not been too many chances in the game for either team, but a bit of quality from Scott Morris sees the host lead at the break. So 1-0 Southend at half-time.
Perfect, thank you. Half-time scores coming in now. Chloe, have you got a half-time score for us?
So the whistle's just blown for half-time at St Andrews, and it's Middlesbrough that go in with a 1-0 lead.
Sorry.
No
There's been a goal in the Portsmouth Burton game with Cam Moody at Pride Park. Cam, what can you tell us?
It's a brilliant penalty from Portsmouth. Number 19, Yengi's taken the spot kick, and it's a brilliant little dink down the middle, deceived the goalkeeper, and just Panenka style right down the middle of the goal. 1-0 Portsmouth, Yengi with the penalty.
Well, thank you, Cam. We're gonna go to Tom, who's it's half time in your game.
Yeah, half time here, still 0-0. Really frustrating half for Wrexham actually. Harrogate are really providing a tough nut to crack, and been a substitution actually. Matty Foles has come on for Jordan Gibson.
Cheers, thank you, Tom. Thank you. So we're going to go to Millie now. Millie, you're actually with some older shot fans now. What have they got to say?
We've actually got some fans here. Alfie. Yeah, no, we've actually got some fans here to give some half-time thoughts. What are your names, gents?
Harley. Jaden. Ashton. Looking brilliant.
Oh, sorry, we've lost Millie. I'm sure those fans had something very interesting to say, but we'll catch up with her in a bit. Zach.
Stegen has just made an absolute world of his save. What a save. It was the two fullbacks combining. Mario Rui dug a cross out and Captain Di Lorenzo headed it back across goal, looping over. There's a chance. No, nothing. And he's used his wrong hand almost to somehow tip it over the bar. And Napoli were nearly on level terms again, but what a game. What a game.
Oh, perfect, thank you. We'll go back to, it was Tom we were talking to. Sorry we had to cut you short there. Half-time score, still quite a dull affair, I'm guessing.
Pretty dull half to be fair. Wrexham they've really disappointed me actually. For a team that, with the players they've got and the team, their form of late, they've just not even looked like scoring. I mean, they've scored 2 or more goals in 8 of their last 10 home games, and I'd be surprised if they do that in the second half, the way they've been playing in the first. It's a big half-time team talk ahead for their manager.
Perfect, thank you. We're going to go to Chesterfield now in the Chesterfield-Oxford City game with Jamie Somerville at half-time. What's happening at SMH Group Stadium?
Well, nothing's changed since the last minute. I mean, it's still 1-0 Chesterfield. They've been dominant, not as dominant as the first 20 minutes. So Oxford City did show a bit about them in the second half of that first half. I wouldn't be shocked if this is 4 or 5-0 to Chesterfield. I really do think they do have that quality, and there's only so long a low block can last for Oxford City. But yeah, overall it's a brilliant atmosphere here for a Tuesday night up north. I'm going to need some gloves soon because this is freezing.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. We're going to now go to Chance, who's covering our Wimbledon versus Gillingham game. Chance, it's half-time.
Yeah, half-time. AFC Wimbledon 1, Gillingham 0. It was not really the best half of Gillingham. Obviously, a man down, goal down. I think the Dons will look to get 1, 2 more in the second half. So it's looking a bit bleak for Gillingham, but AFC Wimbledon 1, Gillingham 0.
Thank you. We're now going to go to the county ground with Swindon versus Accrington. It's half-time. Freddie and Nathan, what have you got to tell us about that half?
It's 0-0 here at the county ground, and it's, I'd say, Swindon with the best chance of the half with their goalmouth scramble. But it's just been pretty much Swindon with the ball dominating in Accrington's half. What about you, Freddie, for Accrington?
Yeah, Accrington, they've done nothing so far. They've had that one disallowed goal. That was about it. Their manager did say beforehand that they're going to prioritise a clean sheet, and it certainly looks like they're going to try and do that because they're sitting back, not really doing much. And as Nathan said, it is still Swindon Town 0, Accrington Stanley 0.
Thank you, boys. I've got some half-time scores that we're going to go through now. Obviously, in the Champions League, it's 0-0, Arsenal-Porto. Barcelona-Napoli is 2-1 to Barcelona. Then we've got in the Championship, obviously, Chloe's covering that with Birmingham 0, Middlesbrough 1. Then in League One, we've got other scores of Carlisle versus Barnsley is 1-1. Derby versus Reading is 0-0. Your Fleetwood versus Bristol Rovers is 0-0. Nathan Potter, I don't know how he's going to feel about that, but a point away from home will probably be good. Leyton Orient Port Vale is 0-0, obviously with Freddie Kilby. Not as interesting as last time. You've got Lincoln 2, Cambridge 0 at half-time. Northampton 0, Blackpool 0. Portsmouth Burton is 1-0. Shrewsbury Exeter is 3-0 to Exeter. Wigan is 1-0, and then Bolton 2, Oxford United 0. And we're actually talking about Leighton Orient. We're going to go to Freddie Kilby to say what he had to say about this half. Freddie, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you very much, Ollie. It's Leighton Orient 0, Port Vale 0 at half-time here at Brisbane Road. And it's been a very even affair so far between the two teams. Port Vale should be 1-0 up due to James Wilson's miss, though. They are currently not, and they're stood 0-0. But, yeah, it's been a very even affair, very a difficult game for both sides, really. They both enjoyed quite a lot of half chances, but no one's really challenged either goalkeeper in between those sticks. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out in the second half and what the half-time talks are from both sets of managers. But yeah, so I'm sure Port Vale will be very happy with a 0-0 draw so far, because they're only second for Boston, so it'll be a decent point if they can manage to see it out in the second half.
Freddie, yeah, 0-0, not as good as the last game when it was 4-3, and we'll go to Freddie all the time. And we've got a goal for Joey. Oh,
it is 1-0 to Arsenal. It is Leandro Trossard, who just has that knack of scoring big goals in big games, and it's really well worked. It's really well worked. He's just got the ball inside the area, he's opened up his right foot, and he just bent it around Diego Costa. It's frustrating because just before that as well, Port with a better side. I mean, there was lots of pressure coming in from them. Williams-Lee actually picked up a yellow card. Galeno spun him and he just dragged him down. But Arteta's men do have that goal just before half-time, which they would have been so desperate for. But yeah, Leandro Trossard's opened the scoring for Arsenal.
Perfect, and that's a massive goal.
He always scores big goals. Actually, a word for Jacob Kivior, actually, in his role in the goal is linking up really nicely with Odegaard, and obviously he was someone that was, looked at as maybe he shouldn't start tonight. But yeah, really important role in the goal, and then Odegaard and Trossard linked up really nicely, and there's your opener.
Perfect.
Well, I tell you what, this Fermin Lopez, hadn't heard of him before tonight. What a player! What a player! I couldn't say whether he's a centre forward, a 6, an 8, a 10, a winger. He's playing absolutely everywhere, but he's skinning these Napoli midfielders like they're not even there. Honestly, what a performance so far.
Very versatile. I'm definitely guessing.
I don't know how they get it. It's like La Masia. They just spawn.
They just spawn.
They just come out of nowhere.
Thank you, Zach. We're going to go to the two half-times on our panel. We'll start with Chloe. Obviously, still half-time. Do you think you could see how this game's going to pan out?
I think it's a really difficult one to call, actually. I was going to say, it doesn't seem like it's 21st versus 11th in the table. I feel like I've been a bit of a stuck record throughout the half that it's been just really end-to-end football. I mean, it was a really great taken goal by McGree against his former club. 16th minute rocket, and that sends Middlesbrough with a 1-0 lead into half-time. But yeah, it's been a lot of action from both sides. Ruddy has definitely kept Birmingham in the half. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the second half of action.
Thank you. And we're going to go to you, Tom, in just a sec, but we're going to go to Piran, who's at the Bath City Hemel Hempstead game. Piran, it's half-time. What can you tell us?
Yes, it's half-time. Bath 1, Hemel 0. Jordan Dyer got the only goal in the 15th minute after a beautiful cross from Ewan Clark. Put the Tudors ahead 1-0. So the Romans, I've said the wrong nickname there, the Tudors are the Hemels. So it's a medieval clash. But the Hemels, they've made 3 new signings today. They have. And all 3 players are on the pitch. It's added a bit of attacking firepower, but hopefully they're going to make a bit more of an impact in the second half. It's all their debuts. They've had 1 training session with the side. So you can definitely tell that in the match, the kind of link-up play with Hemel is a bit off. But maybe the second half, they've had their new boss, Alan Dowson and Martin Tyler, give them a team talk. Maybe they'll come back and they'll try and end the winless run and make sure it doesn't go to 9 games. It's still, the second half is about to kick off now, but it's Bath 1, Hemel 0.
After seeing the first half, can you tell us what you think is going to happen? A little prediction, please.
I can imagine Bath flying out the blocks again and trying to make more chances. They've had a lot of chances, but have failed to really hit the target as set for the goal. Hemel have almost produced nothing that's bar 1 chance, which Believy had his shot saved as the second half just now kicks off. But hopefully Martin Tyler has given one of his famous speeches to the dressing room this time, and he's gonna pump these lads up, and hopefully they can come back and get a win.
Thank you, Piran. And we're now going to go back to Tom. Sorry for interrupting you again there, mate. So, half-time, what can you tell us? And a little prediction at the end, please.
I feel like both teams can't come out and play any worse than in that first half. I mean, it was just, yeah, it's just, I mean, Phil Parkinson will be pulling his hair out. I mean, results will actually go in their way, Wrexham. So if they do it, they can have a nice little gap in the promotion spots for them. While Harrogate, I mean, the more that go on that actually plays into their hands, they want to play on the counter-attack. But, you know, they're holding their own. They've looked all right, actually, Harrogate today. I don't think they'll be delighted with a draw going in at half-time.
Thank you, Tom. So we're going to go to Diogo now at the Bescott Stadium, Walsall vs Barrow, for his half-time roundup. Diogo, what can you tell us about the first half?
So the first half was a bit of a snooze fest, but now Walsall scored a corner kick. It was a brilliant corner kick, and it's quite close actually between the two teams. The top scorers from both teams, both number 8s actually, they haven't really showed up like I was expecting them to. But I think this second half, I'm really excited for it. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good second half. I think.
Can you give us a prediction, please, Diogo?
I think Barrow will come back 2-1, but I think they will do it, yeah.
So a comeback win, I like it. Thank you, Diogo, for your insights. Half-time, boys?
Quite a stroke of, quite an amusing moment actually here, Ollie. Pepe's gone down in the penalty area claiming for a penalty, but what he hasn't realised is actually his own player, Evanilson, that's kicked him, and he's still going around on the floor asking for a penalty, which is fairly amusing. And Declan Rice has taken such anger to that he's actually squared up to Otavio. So it's all kicked off a little bit here at the Emirates, but tempers have calmed down now, and about heading to half-time. No, the Pepe, the number 10.
Really wouldn't surprise me. He's got
that wouldn't surprise me. Definitely, I agree with Tom there. Do you think Rice, should be a bit more cautious? If he gets booked, he's squaring up to players. He's asking to get a yellow card.
Like we said earlier, he's that booking away, isn't he, for missing a potential quarter-final, which is, as a player that's as mature and rightly so been given that credit this year. That's maybe not the most streetwise move. So Arteta and Odegaard, probably captain and manager, looking to have a word with him there and calm him down.
Definitely, thank you. We're going to go to Millie now at Aldershot. Millie, can you hear us? And what have you got for us?
Hey Ollie, so the second half is just about to get underway at the moment. I was just going to see if I could grab this gentleman here for a quick chat. Hi sir, are you, I assume, an Aldershot fan?
Yes I am, yep.
What did you think of the first half?
I think it was a half of two halves, wasn't it? It was a bit strange. The first 15-20, I think, and Ipswich had the better of it, but then once we got settled, we come into our own. And
You think he can get that hat trick today?
always, he's Tollage. He can do anything he wants.
Reckon Aldershot will be able to get those 3 points?
Yeah, I think 2 more goals for Aldershot, and I think it'll be a comfortable win in the end. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Score prediction?
Yes, 4-1.
4-1. The away side aren't going to get any more?
No, not tonight. I think they've had their first 15-20. I think that's the end of it for them tonight. So.
And what's your name, sorry?
Matt.
Thank you very much, Matt. Cheers. Enjoy the rest of the game. Well, you heard it right there.
Cheers, thank you, Millie. We're going to now go to the county ground, which is hosting Swindon vs Accrington. And Nathan Pott and Freddie Dorman have got something to tell us.
We've got a goal finally we've got a goal here at the county ground. It's a corner in, and it's Aaron Drennan who's nodded it home after the ball was scrambled around in the box. It's Swindon 1, Accrington 0.
Perfect, thank you, boys. Surely, Zach, I'm going to come to you now. Games at half-time?
No, not yet. Not yet, still going strong. It's been back and forth. It's been an electric first half. Absolutely stunning. I'd say Barcelona deserved to be in the lead. Rafinha really started to come into his own, drifting left and right, causing the defence all sorts of problems. But it's not half-time yet, and Barcelona have a free kick in Napoli's half, and we'll see I'm assuming that once this has been taken, it'll be half-time.
It will be half-time, and I'll come back to you boys if it's not half-time yet, and we'll get your half-time roundups. So we're going to go down to the other side of the panel now. How long till your guys' games kick off?
The players still aren't even out of the tunnel yet,
oh
so
my God,
probably both had some serious...
Yeah, I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to come out 0-0. Chloe, what about you?
Looks like players are just coming back out. Yeah, just coming back out now. Excited to see how this second half pans out. I mean, one player that was definitely growing into the game was Miyoshi. I know I didn't mention him during that first half. We're just about to kick off here, by the way. But he's had a lot of involvement, especially in the past 3 games, in their loss against Southampton. He scored, he got an assist in the game against Ipswich, and then in the game before that, he scored. So he's definitely having a lot of involvement, 5 goals and 5 assists in the league, so going to keep my eye on him.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Obviously told me your players haven't even come out with things, so I won't come to you just yet. You'll let me know when it kicks off. So, boys, half-time yet?
We're at half-time.
We're at half-time now. Thank you. Right. Joey, give us your half-time roundup, please.
Well, look, I think it was always going to be a cagey affair. I think that it was going to be interesting to see how Porto came out of the blocks and how they approached the game. And to their credit, they probably don't deserve to be a goal down. I think, despite obviously with the exception of the goal, they probably had the better chances. And it's tough because you're playing at the Emirates. It's a crowd that's really excited. It's European football and a chance to get into a quarter-final. It was always going to be a really tough game for them, but they're giving it a good shot. And look, let's not forget, it's 1-1 on aggregate. They're not out of this yet. There's still 45 minutes. And from what I've seen in the first half, I've got no reason to believe that they're not able to get a goal out of this game. And that one goal could be all they need. So Arsenal, probably you'd say advantage Arsenal, but Porto's still in this one.
No, thank you, Joey. Hopefully Porto can get themselves a goal so they can advance to the next round.
Sorry, Ollie, but I'm quite surprised, actually. I'd obviously just mentioned Miyoshi, and he's been subbed off at half-time.
It's typical, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely typical. But he has been replaced by Bakuna. 6 goals and 6 assists, so 1 more than Miyoshi, I guess just to switch things up. And he got a goal and assist in the 3-4 loss to Saints at the start of March. So it might have been a good substitution. So we'll see how that pays off.
Is that the Bakuna who used to play for Cardiff City?
No, that's Leonardo.
Oh, is that a different Bakuna? Sorry,
yeah,
my mistake.
He's a great player though, Junior.
So thank you guys. We're going to go to Piran, who's at the Bath City versus Hemel Hempstead. Hemel Hempstead, my apologies. Piran, what have you got to tell us?
Yes, still 1-0 Bath ahead of Hemel, but Hemel really should have just had a penalty. Referee Robert Albert simply told the Hemel player to get up after big crowds, big shouts from the Hemel fans here, the small number. It was a big tackle on Flavivi, who made his way through, and as I talk now, the Hemel boss is getting a yellow card from the referee as he hasn't stopped shouting since the incident about 30 seconds ago. It's possibly the second penalty that the referee has missed. It's been 1 for either side now, so it almost equals out. It's still Bath 1, Hemel 0.
Thank you, Piran. We're now going to go to Zach for his half-time roundup, please.
It's been an incredible game, to be honest. It's been a great game, but rather surprisingly, both teams' number 9s, Lewandowski and Osimhen, neither of them have been able to get into the game. I think Osimhen's been in it a bit more, but he's actually been the poorer of the two, if I'm being honest. His control of the ball today has been poor. He's been offside 3 or 4 times already. He's just not checking the line. He missed a one-on-one. I think that did count as offside in the end, but he still missed a one-on-one. But it's a good game so far, and I expect more to come in the second half.
Thank you. So we're going to go to Ben James at Aldershot versus Ebbsfleet. Ben, what have you got to tell us?
Yes, Aldershot have scored a third. It is now Aldershot 3, Ebbsfleet 1. 5 minutes into the second half. Ebbsfleet had a corner collected by the Aldershot keeper, Jordi Van Stappershoff. He looked to release Josh Stokes quick, played it over the top, through on goal, played it across the box, and it was an open goal finish for James Daly. The Aldershot fans behind me are going absolutely crazy after a poor start. It is Aldershot 3, Ebbsfleet 1. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ben, and hopefully Matt, the Aldershot fan, his predictions almost coming true. But now we're going to go to Chesterfield with Jamie Somerville. Jamie, what have you got for us?
Well, it's still 1-0 to Chesterfield here in the second half, but 5 minutes in, Chesterfield haven't been having their chances. It's been Oxford City, and just 2 minutes in, this leaky defence of Chesterfield, I'll be honest, they score a lot of goals, but they do look like they can concede, especially to the bottom of the league side. But yeah, 2 minutes in, and luckily Jamie Grimes, the captain, came to stop it. But they can definitely go at them. Chesterfield 1, Oxford City 0.
Thank you, Jamie. Have both your games kicked off now again? Have you got any updates for us, Tom?
Yeah, Wrexham just had actually a really good chance. Ollie Palmer, he turned a defender.
Sorry, Tom. Sorry, I'm so sorry. We've got a penalty in the Walsall Barrow game. Diogo, what have you got for us?
So it is a penalty for Barrow. They have the chance to equalise here. Dean Campbell is going to step up. Let's see how it goes. He's looking calm and collected. The referee's about to blow the whistle. Here he goes. And he has scored! 1-1. He's done it. He's done it. Dean Campbell. He's done it. He stepped up to the plate and he has fully delivered. It is currently 1-1. Game on.
Thank you, Diogo, and thank you for that celebration. We can't dwell on that too because we're going to go to Millie at Aldershot. Millie, what have you got for us?
Hey Ollie, it's me again. I just wanted to ask you guys, what on earth do you think this is? I'm well confused. My camera op Matt's here. He said it looks a bit like a lawnmower. Oh my God, it's wobbly. But how can that possibly be a lawnmower? I'm very confused. I just wanted to get your input in the studio.
It does, yeah. It looks very peculiar. I think my palates can agree, yeah. That definitely does not look like a lawnmower, but yeah, just a crazy one. Thank you, Millie.
Down there looks like it cuts grass, but I'm not entirely sure.
Thank you, Millie, for showing us the lawnmower. We're going to go to Southend now. Zach, cross your fingers. Harrison, what have you got for us?
Still all good for Zach. It's still 1-0 Southend, but Dorking have definitely started the half better. There was a cross towards the back post, which Pryor headed just wide of the post. Their best chance of the game, and they're definitely in this still. So, still 1-0 Southend, though.
Thank you, and Harrison, you're definitely making some people smile in the studio. Okay, so we're going to go to others not so much. So we're going to go to Swindon with Freddie Dorman. What have you got for us?
It's a penalty to the away side. It was Sean Wally with a tricky run down the left. He got tripped up into the box, and it is a penalty for the away side. It's number 17, Jack Nolan, stepping up to the penalty. He's running up now, and he's blasted it into the top left-hand corner. What a goal by Jack Nolan for his 13th goal of the season, and he's levelled things here from the penalty spot. So it's Swindon Town 1, Accrington 1.
Thank you. 2 penalties in quick succession in the games around the grounds. It was quite quiet the first half, and now we've got everything flowing in, which is great to see. Games finally started to heat up. A bit of a slow cook, if you must. We're going to go to Cam at the Portsmouth-Burton game. No, sorry, no. Sorry, we're gonna stay here in the studio. I'm gonna ask Chloe. Chloe, what's happened in your game?
So both teams have come flying out the traps. Just when you think one team is having a good spell of possession, the other picks it right back up and goes down the other end. At the moment, it's Pritchard that's just had the ball and he's just lost out on it. Ayling again, he's proving to be instrumental for Middlesbrough. But yeah, it's very, very end-to-end action. You just don't know what's going to happen next. So I'll keep you updated.
Yes, we'd like to see a bit of end-to-end action, unlike in Tom's game, I don't think. Is Wrexham still controlling possession, Tom?
Yeah, they are now. Harrogate's really struggling to actually get out there in half. It's been very scrappy, actually. It's hard. Been fouls for both teams, set pieces galore, but I can't say anything's actually come from any of them set pieces, really. So, yeah, still 0-0 here.
Thank you, Tom. we're going to go to our Champions League panellists now. Joey, is it still half-time?
It's still half-time, mate. I think we're only a few moments away now, though, from the players coming out of the tunnel. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's all play for the second half here, isn't it? I think Porto got a bit of a decision to make in, the way they're going to approach the second half. Are they going to try and get extra time, maybe even penalties, and just hopefully hold on to that 1-goal loss? Or are they going to try and win it themselves in 90? So, look, all to play for here.
Okay, so thank you, Joey. We're going to go to Jamie Somerville at the SMH Group Stadium at Chesterfield, Oxford City. Jamie, what's happened?
It's Chesterfield 2-0. It's Tom Leyland. Eddie Wilgring and Tom Leyland who scored the goals. It's a little bit through, and Tom Leyland's just slipped it through the keeper's legs, off the post, and back over the line.
Perfect. Thank you, Jamie. Couldn't really hear him, but we'll give it a go. So we're gonna go to Cam in the newsroom, who's covering one of our games. Cam, what's happening?
Hi Ollie, yeah, it's still 1-0 Portsmouth here at Fratton Park. Burton Albion have actually had a pretty positive start to the second half, controlling play well, but still 1-0 Portsmouth. No real chances to report on so far.
Thank you. He's covering Portsmouth Burton. My bad. Now we can actually go to the Champions League. Any updates? Is it still half-time? Players coming out on the pitch?
Still half-time, I'm afraid. I'm excited for the second half, though. I cannot wait.
It looks like it sounds like a very good watch. Joey, you're still a bit of a cagey affair, but maybe not so good to watch.
Yeah, I think it's been one of those where I think Tom used the phrase there, it's been a bit of a chess match. I think it's been a bit slow, but it's getting there and there is chances. I mean, by the way, just off Champions League for a second, I know we've got a few reporters at Aldershot tonight. Josh Stokes, a word for him, what a player. What a player. I think he's gone up 6 divisions. I think he was in the 8th tier last year. Wow. And he's just signed for Bristol City and gone back out on loan to Aldershot. But for any Football League fans watching or National League fans watching, Josh Stokes is a player to keep your eye on.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep our eye on him. And I'm not going to bring it back now to Arsenal. So have you got anything, do you think Arsenal, see change?
I think for the moment they can keep it how it is. I'd be surprised.
Sorry, Joey, we're going to go to Millie at Aldershot with some drama. Millie, what can you tell us?
Hello. So I'm here. We've got some stewards here. Do you want to come on down? Come on over. You just had to kick someone out, didn't you?
No.
Are you sure?
Who are you filming with anyway?
This is YouTube.
Oh, right, okay. No, you're not going to get the information on the news.
Oh, no, are you sure?
No, yeah, definitely.
Do you want to say hello?
Nobody, yeah, I'll say hello, and that's about it, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Does the club know you're actually doing this?
Yes.
They do, that's fair enough.
They know we're doing this. They know I'm here. Don't you worry about that, sir. But yeah, what do you think of the game so far? Yeah. You sure?
I'm absolutely certain, yeah.
Okay, all right. Thanks for the non-information. Well, there you go. We got some non-information there from our lovely friend, the steward. Not quite steward that's at Swindon, but that's a different steward. But anyway, back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Millie. And we'll go back to Joey now. Joey, do you think Arsenal? I think if Arsenal was smart, I think they might take Declan Rice off. I know he's, you're saying, Declan Rice, if you take him off now, saving him for the quarterfinal, even though they haven't got there yet. But could they, play devil's advocate?
Look, I'm sure it's something that Arteta is going to be considering if it gets to a point where he thinks they're through. I think Declan Rice will remain on this pitch whilst there's a chance that Porto can come back in it. He's been such a big player for them this year, and just he's got such good quality in this type of game as well. Obviously, having won the Conference League last year with West Ham, so look, obviously this is a different stage, and this is a high level. But in my opinion, I think you'll be surprised to see any changes for the Arsenal side just yet.
He's so important.
He is very important. So we're going to go to Ben James in Aldershot. Ben, what have you got for us?
It's still Aldershot 3, Ebbsfleet 1. However, Aldershot's right back, Hadji Minoga, just got shown a straight red. I was watching the game, the ref blew the whistle and just showed him a straight red card. I'm not 100% sure what it's for. I'm assuming it could be dissent, seeing as there was no foul. I'll get back to you with more updates if I find out what it was for. Thank you. It's still Aldershot 1, Aldershot 3, Ebbsfleet 1, at the EBB Stadium.
Thank you. That is Aldershot 3, Ebbsfleet 1. So a red card, but maybe for dissent. You see referees, they're definitely knuckling down on dissent nowadays, and to be fair, I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to referee a game and just get abuse hurled at me all the time. What do you think about that, Zach?
I agree with that. I agree with that. But if they're punishing the players for mistakes, for what they're doing, why are the referees getting away with some of the decisions they make? Because some of the decisions they make are just, I can't even, you can't describe it. It's that bad.
Yeah, it's been very poor recently in terms of the Premier League.
It seems to they bring new rules in every year, and you're like, okay, you know what, I could get behind it, and then 6 games into the new season, like, oh, we've got worse than last year.
I think that maybe the calibre of referees need to change.
Yeah.
I definitely think there's...
the VAR and what discourages me is the handball rule changes every year. I don't know what the handball...
It's not clear cut, is it? It's not.
1 minute you think, oh yeah, that's a handball, and then it's not.
Is it behind your back? Is it up in the air? Is it body position? Is it inside your body? You don't know.
I saw one the other day, and it was his arm was out here, but because he jumped, they classed it as a natural position. But then I've seen it before, the exact same thing, and they're like, no, it's an unnatural position.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. I think they just need more clarity. They just need to talk to and let everyone know. Listen, this is the handball rule.
That's it. Draw the line.
Done. Because it's either a handball or it's not. It's like an offside. The offside is black or white. It's either offside or it's not. So I don't know. It's difficult to say, but.
Well, thank you, Zach. We're now going to go to Freddie Kilbury. I'm hoping there's some good news, Freddie.
Unfortunately not, Ollie. I cannot provide you some good news at the moment. It's Leyton Orient 0, Port Vale 0, but it's been a very end-to-end half so far in the second half here. Port Vale had a lot of chances, so have Orient really. Both teams going at it now, proper attacking sort of styles as they need to try and search for a goal. Best chance of the half so far probably have to go to Port Vale winger Alex Myton, who was given so much time and space on the edge of the box by the Orient defenders, but his shot was straight at Solbrun in the middle of that goal. So that was a bit of a disappointing one. But yeah, very end-to-end so far, but not a lot to report on. It's still Leyton Orient 0, Port Vale 0.
Thank you. And to be fair, 7 goals in 2 games to watch. I know it's a 0-0 now, but it's not bad going if you go up Leyton Orient twice. So we're going to go now to Tom. Tom, any updates in your game?
Yeah, there's been a lot of action actually now. It's just as Harrogate was trying to get onto the ball, a chance. I get this one to play actually for Wrexham. Ollie Parry picks the ball up, beats a couple men, has a shot from outside the box, and he just nestles the post. And then a couple of minutes later, Anthony O'Connor's just got a yellow card. It's currently a really dangerous free kick for Wrexham. Just go through it now.
Yeah, we'll stay with you for that.
It's crossed in, and it's gone over. Ollie Palmer. I mean, I think the
dangerous free kick. Not very dangerous.
I wouldn't be surprised if the managers look to use their subs benches now. I think Wrexham. I think the thing that shows the two sides of subs benches. I mean, Harrogate don't really have anyone to call upon. Wrexham, they've got Stephen Fletcher on the bench. He's played in the Premier League, Championship. Jack Marriott's on the bench for them. Ben Tozer. Yeah, they've got a lot of experience and quality on their bench, so it needs to be used really.
I definitely agree. They should definitely be using their bench, maybe to get ahead. Chloe, we're going to come to you now. Have you got any insights?
So there was actually a big pause in play. I'm not entirely sure.
Sorry, Chloe, we'll definitely come back to you now. But we've got Piran at the Bath City Hempstead game. Piran, what happened?
It's 2-0 to Bath. Oh my God, it's an absolute horror from Jonathan McCauley in goal. It's a pass back from the defender, and the goalkeeper's just missed the ball. I failed to see almost what he did. He just missed the ball, and Bath just ended up having the ball and just pulled it back to a player who was on the 6-yard box and had an open net to smash it into. It's Bath 2, Hemel 0.
Okay, thank you, Barry. We're going to go to Joey now. Joey, what's been happening?
Oh, I've just seen the most unbelievable attempt at an overhead kick. It's so bad that Evanilson is still down. He's jumped so high that he's actually, I think he might have seriously hurt the back of his head here. Porto come out of the block second half really fast, and the ball's come across the box and just sort of looped up in the air. And Evanilson out of nowhere has just jumped up in the air. Seriously, I can't believe the height he's got his overhead kick. And he's somehow made a connection. And don't get me wrong, it hasn't ended up very close to the goal. But the audacity to try that at the Emirates, and he is now back on his feet. But my word, what a goal and what a story that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been great. Not quite the Gareth Bale versus Liverpool, but yeah, he'll have to make do. Chloe, we'll come back to you now. Sorry for interrupting. Can you continue?
Yes, there was a big break in play. I'm not entirely sure what it was for, but it almost seemed like maybe the referee changed. He was fetching around for a notepad, a pen, and yeah, it looked like they were changing around. So I'm not entirely sure what happened. I was too engrossed in listening to Millie speaking to one of the fans, or the stewards actually. But what I did notice though is a shake of hands between Ayling and Bacuna. I think that was a mutual show of respect. I mean, since Bacuna's come on, he's been really impressive defensively and attacking. So yeah, and the Blues are on the attack at the moment. Bacuna on the ball, edge of the box. He's whipped a cross in, but it is cleared at the moment by Borough.
Well, thank you, Chloe. And now you mentioned Millie, we're actually going to go to her as she's got another interview lined up. Millie, what's going on?
Oh, we've got a steward here that will actually talk to us. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Wilson.
Wilson here just witnessed the hat-trick happen, which I'm sure Ben will talk to you about in just a second. What do you think about it? What's going on?
I think it's a fantastic game. Aldershot, they're doing well at the moment, and I think the number 9 is really playing incredible.
He's been doing really good.
Number 11.
Oh! Yeah! Is that not the hat-trick?
No, it's not a hat. It's a hat-trick. That's Soros.
Yeah, but anyway, we're is it the hat-trick?
No, it's not a hat-trick.
No, it's not the hat-trick. Oh, you lied to me, Wilson. You lied to me.
I know, but I'd love him to go a hat-trick because he's been. I think he's been man of the match as well.
Yeah. Okay. And yes. So just to let you know, by the way, Arsenal are 1-0 up. You said to me you're an Arsenal fan a minute ago.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's very excited about that. And we're now just going to cross over to Ben now quickly to talk about that Aldershot goal that just happened.
Yes, thank you, Millie. Yes, Aldershot have added a fourth. It's Aldershot 4, Ebbsfleet 1. The red card has not slowed them down at all. Ebbsfleet, for the last few minutes, looked like they were on top, playing the ball around the edge of Aldershot's box until a quick counter-attack. Josh Stokes, drove through the middle of the Ebbsfleet defence. Ryan Glover took on 2-3 players, cut in and slotted it calmly into the bottom right corner. It was, in fact, a great finish. It is Aldershot 4, Ebbsfleet 1. Thank you. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you, Millie, taking my job. We're now going to go to Portsmouth Burton. Cam Moody in the newsroom. Cam, what have you got for us, and what can you tell us?
Hi, Ollie. Yeah, it's 2-0 Portsmouth. They've doubled their lead. It's the same goal scorer as the first who got the penalty. It's Yengi, who's got his second of the match. It was a great assist from the right-hand side. Kamara's got the ball, and he's run down the wing and played a brilliant cross low across the box. And Yengi slotted it away from close range. Easy finish, 2-0 Portsmouth at Fratton Park.
Perfect. Thank you, Cam. Now we're going to cross over to Chance Cromick at the AFC Wimbledon Gillingham game at Plough Lane. Chance, can you tell us something?
AFC Wimbledon 2, Gillingham 0. Funny enough, I was actually coming a minute ago and saying how well Gillingham have done in the second half after that red card. But as it turns out, AFC Wimbledon got the goal. So, yeah, AFC Wimbledon 2, Gillingham 0.
Thank you. Now, again, we're going to cross over. No time for the panellists. We've got in Southend with Harrison. Harrison, what's going on?
Not much, mate, to be honest. It's fairly comfortable Southend. Still 1-0. There was a half chance there. A little header that was just over the bar in a corner for Southend now, which is comfortably cleared, and that's been the story of the game. Yeah, I think it's been defences on top. Just one bit of quality from Southend in the first half, which has found them 1-0 up. But still 1-0 Southend.
Perfect, thank you, and Zach will definitely be pleased to hear that again. I'll keep mentioning it, but you do love your Southend. Okay, so Chloe, there's been a sub. Can you tell us about that, please?
Yes, so there's been a substitution, Borough's first of the game, and quite surprisingly, they've taken Fours off, and he's one of their strikers. He's actually scored in the past 2 games, so yeah, a bit of a shock substitution there. But they have brought on Sam Greenwood, who's on loan from Leeds, so potentially a good attacking reinforcement.
Yeah, definitely, maybe a bit of a weird one, but we'll see how that develops. Tom, we'll go to you now. Any updates in your game?
Well, yeah, I was just talking about them utilising their subs bench, Wrexham, and they have exactly done that. Ollie Palmer, who hit the post, has come off for Stephen Fletcher, who has 45 Premier League goals during his career.
Oh, wow.
So he might need another big goal tonight.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to cross over to Millie now, who has another guest for us. Millie?
Yeah, I got another guest over here. I got another one of these trusty stewards who seem to love talking to me. What's your name, sir?
Alistair.
Alistair, nice to meet you, Alistair. You were telling me you've been here for 2 years?
Yes. Yeah, for MPG.
You work for MPG? What does that mean?
MPG in Reading, yeah. Max Pro.
Max Pro? Yeah. What does that mean?
It's a security, it's a Max Pro group.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. And you said you come from Reading, yes?
Yeah, I live in Reading, yeah.
Aren't Reading sort of historically like a bit rivalry? Have a bit of a rivalry with Aldershot?
Oh, for years ago they did. Because Aldershot, unfortunately for them, I've come down a few divisions and down into the National League. But years ago we used to play Reading.
Yeah. What's your opinion on the football club and the facilities here?
Well, it's unique. I think it's unique. There's lots of little football clubs, and it's good. But the crowd is so passionate. It's good to be here among them all.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere. One of the best I've ever heard at a National League stadium, really. 4-1. Do you think it's going to stay that way?
Oh well, they're down to 10 men now, but 4-1. I think we're pretty safe now, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll take those 2 points tonight, won't we?
Having a good season at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, we're doing really well for themselves, really well. Well, thank you very much for talking to us, sir.
Thank you.
No worries. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Millie. We're going to go to our Champions League games right now. Zach, have you got anything to inform us?
Yeah, so it's 10 minutes into the second half. It's going okay, it's not as quick, but the best chance of the half just came. João Cancelo did absolutely superbly down the left, beat 2 or 3 players, and then Rafinha just shot straight at the keeper. Anywhere else he probably scores, but it just went straight to the keeper, and a very tame shot, and unfortunately it's still 2-1.
Thank you, Zach. And Joe, we're going to cross over to you now. What can you tell us about your Arsenal-Porto game at the Emirates?
I think the way that the second half started is sort of how I expected the game to go, where Porto have sat in and looked to go on the counter-attack, which I think is sort of what everyone was expecting for the full 90. But Porto they've got a chance here, Ollie. They've got that attacking danger, and they're in this game.
Thank you, Joey. We're going to go back to Southend with Harrison. Harrison, what can you tell us?
It's a top save from Mayo in goal for Dorkin. As a bridge, as a strike from about 25 yards out to dive into his left. Mayo tips it around the post for a corner, which is subsequently cleared. But it's been a poor display from Dorkin, just all around the pitch, to be honest. But there's 75 fans that have travelled out and they're still making noise, they're loving it. So they've deserved a better display, but it's still 1-0 Southend.
Perfect. Thank you, Harrison. And we're going to go, again, keeping it around the grounds, to Chesterfield vs Oxford City at the SMH Group Stadium. Jamie Silver, what have you got for us?
Well, it's still 2-0 here. It's very unlucky for Chesterfield. They should have been 3, maybe even 4-0. Ollie Banks, the attacking midfielder, had 2 chances. From within the penalty area. You can hear the sound now. They're up for it. But, yeah, it's very unlucky. Chesterfield should be 3 or 4 up at the moment, but it's getting a bit feisty. Chesterfield 2, Oxford City 0.
Thank you, Jamie. We're going to go to Tom now. Tom, have Wrexham, with those substitutes, have they really enforced themselves in the game?
Yeah, it's been really dangerous down the left-hand side all night. Jacob Mendy's really impressed me on the left-hand side from the Gambian international. He puts a cross in and James McLean's on the head of it, but a really good save down low for Belshaw. They've just made 2 subs actually, Harrogate. Jeremy Seaview and Levi Sutton have come on for Josh March and Dean Cornelius. I mean, the right back for Harrogate tonight has really struggled for me, Abu. He was on loan from Southampton. He lost their arguably their star man in January, did Harrogate, Kane Ramsey, to Charlton, and they've really struggled to replace him, I think. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. Many Southampton fans listening are probably a bit disappointed in their loanee. I'm going to go to Chloe now. Chloe, have you got anything to update us about your game?
Yeah, so there's a substitution actually being made at the moment, but we have just had one. So, again, it seems like every player I mention is getting subbed off. So, Jordan James, the youngster that's played for Wales, he's been subbed off and replaced by Jukovic. And he's only started 3 games this season. He is 34 years old, though. He's been at the Blues since 2016. He's got 3 goals and assists under his belt. So, again, maybe bring some experience, and things haven't quite worked out for the Blues so far this evening in terms of attacking-wise. But Borough, they've just made a substitution of their own, and it's McGree, the goal scorer, who blasted that absolute rocket in the first half to gift them the lead, and he's been subbed off. So again, lots of changes. Not too sure what to make of them.
Yeah,
but
maybe a bit of weird substitutions I'm hearing,
yeah,
definitely.
so we'll see as the game goes on. We've got about 15 minutes left in this one.
Okay, perfect, thank you. We're going to go back to our Champions League panellists now. Joey, have you got anything to say about Arsenal, Porto?
Arsenal starting to turn up the pressure a bit now. It's pretty relentless in the attacks. A lot of set pieces, a lot of crosses into the box, all of which seem to be a magnet to Pepe's head as it is. And him himself is defending brilliantly, and Porto are holding out. You just worry that if the game continues this sort of pattern, that Porto aren't going to have that counter-attack, and that it's only a matter of time before Arsenal score a second there.
Oh, thank you. We do hope that Porto keep holding up, and hopefully it goes to extra time, or even Porto can win. I do really hate Arsenal. Zach, we're going to come to you with the Champions League, Barcelona and Napoli.
Nothing more's happened, but Oriol Romeu, ex-Southampton player, is about to come on, as well as, I believe, the captain, Sergio Roberto. Rafinha's been a bit wasteful the second half, but Ronaldo Araujo has just made a great challenge with one-on-one against Osimhen. So still 2-1, but that could be a foul. Lobotka just decided to just completely push over Rafinha. But yeah, no, still 2-1, nothing new.
Thank you. So you say Sergio Roberto is coming on the pitch?
Sergio Roberto and Oriol Romeu.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you. Well, again, Southampton fans will be happy to see that. Yeah. But also, Sergio Roberto, if my memory serves me correctly, was the last goal scorer in that 6-1 versus PSG.
Yeah,
and he scores the winner.
That day doesn't hold very good memories for me, because when that game was on, I watched a 0-0 Man City versus Stoke instead of the 6-1 Barcelona PSG.
You have missed out big time. I watched that one live, and maybe one of the best football games I ever watched, generally. Thank you, Zach. So now we're going to go to Tom, who is, it's not been the best of games, but I do really think the Wrexham could really, push on now.
They haven't really, though. They're really starting to get frustrated. James McLean, I think he's been terrible all evening. They're on the counter-attack, and he's given away a foul. Got a yellow card for it. From the resultant free kick, it was absolutely terrible from Harrogate. Straight out for a goal kick. No one even got on the end of it. And to be honest, that free kick probably summed up the game of football. So yeah, still 0-0 here.
To be fair, it was. I mean, my game last week was a couple of weeks ago was not as bad as your one. I actually had some goals, but I do know how it feels to be one of those boring games. Going to go to Chloe now. Chloe, any updates?
Yeah. So Borough, they've just had a free kick outside the area, taken by substitute Sam Greenwood. Slightly on target, just a bit too high, not enough to challenge Ruddy between the sticks. But that's about all that's happened at the moment. Again, it's just end-to-end action here. So many twists and turns, unusual substitutions. The game's been all over the place. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Thank you, Chloe. We're going to cross over to the county ground now, where Swindon and Accrington Stanley are playing. Nathan Potter and Freddie Dorman, what have you got to tell us?
Into the final 10 minutes here at the county ground, and it could be either team that take home all 3 points, as it's end-to-end going into the last 10 minutes. Both sides with great chances so far in the second half, and anything can happen. It's now Accrington driving forward. They have a go! It's in!
Oh my God! What a goal!
What a goal! 25 yards out, and it's in!
It's Alex Henderson. Alex Henderson with the strike.
Can't believe it!
What a goal!
What a goal!
Swindon down 1, Accrington 2.
It's absolutely speechless here.
Oh wow, how lucky. Yeah, how lucky we were to witness that, the celebration from the boys. I truly love that. We're now going to cross over to Chesterfield, where Jamie Silver is watching the game. Jamie, can you tell us what's going on?
Well, it's still 2-0 to Chesterfield. At the moment, we just saw a lovely 1-2 between Ryan Colclough and Ollie Banks. And he was in the 6-yard box, basically, and somehow sliced it. Hits the top right corner of the frame of the goal. 15 minutes left. We got official capacity of 7,106. So a brilliant turnout for a Tuesday night up north. But yeah, Chesterfield 2, Oxford City 0.
Thank you, Jamie. Always reliable to go to Jamie to bring us the news. We're now going to go to a fan favourite, Freddie Kilby at Leyton Orient. Have you got anything at Brisbane Road? Sorry.
Yes, thank you, Ollie. It's still Leighton Orient 0, Port Vale 0, but I just can't believe what I've just seen. Raul Satiriv got played in behind the defence. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he fired his shot and it hit the crossbar. I cannot believe he's not scored there. It would have been a great opportunity to put Leighton Orient in front with his very action-packed second half. Both very end-to-end still. Leighton Orient have been putting a lot of pressure on, but that would have surely sealed things here in the 80th minute mark. But I can't believe he's not scored. It's Leighton Orient 0, Port Vale 0.
Thank you, Freddie. And although it is a 0-0, we're gonna, Freddie is always giving us the excitement. So we're gonna go now to Joey, who we haven't heard for in quite a while. Joey, what's going on at Arsenal?
Porto currently on a counter-attack here, and Odegaard's brought him down, but they're still going. Oh, I tell you, there's a big chance there for Porto. Conceição has been really active in the last 5 minutes, actually, and a free kick on just behind the corner. On the edge of the penalty area, and it's so wasteful. He's gone to hammer it rather than looking to put any form of placement on it, and just put it miles and miles rows in deep into his own Porto fans, as Arsenal now come forward themselves, but it's cleared. But it's been really interesting in the last few minutes, because I think Porto are starting to realise that Arsenal are vulnerable on that counter attack. And a nervous moment as well for William Saliba, who, as I mentioned, is on a yellow card and had a bit of a cynical pullback on Galeno and got away with it. So potentially one that he's got away with there.
You've mentioned him a couple of times, not in a negative way, as he had a really poor game today.
I think he's one of them players that probably he's a victim of his own high standards. Do you know what I mean? He's been superb across the last year and a half, almost 2 years now for Arsenal. So yeah, when he has a poor game, I think it's that much more noticeable. But he's been made uncomfortable tonight.
Thank you. I've just had a ooh from Zach, so you got to tell us.
What's he doing? He's barely touched. Gundogan's gone down. It was a 3v2 for Napoli. They won the ball high up, and I don't know what the referee's doing. He's pulled it back, and now Barcelona, they've been given the ball back. They got away with one there. That could have been really dangerous for Barcelona, but they're not doing the attack yet, actually, now. João Cancelo.
Stay with you while in the attack.
Oh, he's giving it straight away.
Oh, well, to be fair, you probably love that. You hate Cancelo anyway.
Yeah, well, that 17-year-old, he's been superb today.
Been superb.
Yeah.
Oh well, we do like seeing academy prospects come through the ranks and play for the first team. So we're going to go now to maybe a bit of a dull game again. Tom, sorry, I keep mentioning it, but it's probably the only thing we can mention about that game.
I gave him the big billing before the game, Elliot Lee, and he's beaten 2 Harrogate defenders in the box. All he has to do is get this shot off, and it's from about 6 yards out, and he misses the ball completely.
No way.
Hold your hand and shame, mate. It's awful from him. But other than that, they made head and shame. 3 subs have been made for I said about them utilising the bench. They've really done it there. Triple substitution for Wrexham, actually. Davis for Mendy, Jack Marriott for Boyle. They've gone 3 up top now.
Oh, wow.
So they've ditched the 5 at the back to go 3 up top, and Luke Bolton for Ryan Barnett. Those are the 3 substitutions. Still 0-0, 10 minutes left here.
Oh, big chance.
Thank you.
Got to score. Goal!
Yeah, we've got a goal. Joey, who is it?
It is 2-0 Arsenal, and it's Martin Odegaard. But it is just, again, I've given him a big build-up, and it's Pepe. He's made a big mistake at the back. Oh, hang on. Ooh. Hang on, we've got a referee interruption, and he has ruled out the goal. Arteta is going mental on the sideline. Odegaard cannot believe it. Odegaard is screaming. I don't know what he's taking it off or doesn't have the goal for. I'm watching the replay now. It's Ben White who's put a ball in behind, and Kai Havertz is chasing it from Pepe. And Pepe's made a real meal of it. And him and Diego Costa haven't communicated. And he's just given it straight to the path of Odegaard, who dinked it over the goalkeeper. But it looks like the rest given a free kick for a pull on Pepe's shirt here. Oh, it's 50. This is soft, though. This is soft. This is the big moment for VAR. A big moment for VAR. I'm waiting to see whether they're looking at this still on a replay at the moment. I mean, it's a brilliant finish from Odegaard. But I mean, the referee's got his card out now. I don't know who it's going towards. It could be Mikel Arteta on the subs bench.
It's all going on.
It's all going on here. The yellow card's been brandished towards Mikel Arteta. And I think the goal has been disallowed. It looks like there is no VAR intervention and that we're still 1-0 here.
Okay, thank you. We're now going to go to Millie, who's at Aldershot, but she's by an Ebbsfleet bus, or on an Ebbsfleet bus, my bad. Millie, what have you got for us?
Okay, hey guys, so we've somehow managed to blag our way onto the Ebbsfleet bus. A very kind bus driver let us on, but he doesn't want to be on camera. He's feeling a little bit camera shy. So we're going to go up the stairs here. This is the life of a National League player when they travel. Would you look at this? This is gorgeous. They got water, laptops, TV screens. They've got it all. I think I might just quit this career as a sports journalist and become a National League player. Because I wouldn't. They've got a sink back there. I don't know if there's showers or anything. We're going to have a look now. Tea and coffee machine. I don't know what this is.
Millie, I just want to see you sit down. Sit down in a seat and give a little taste. How comfy are the seats?
We're going to have a little sit down now because that's what Ollie Price has told me to do. How are the chairs? Going to rate the comfort. Oh, I'll tell you what. The camera nearly fell over. It's pretty good. Getting a good view of the TV.
Are they comfy, Millie?
Had their M&S. Someone's had their M&S tuna sweet corn pasta. And it's great. Back to you guys. This is excellent. I'm not going to get off.
Perfect. Thank you, Millie. And we're just going to go to Zach, who said there could have been a goal, but it's not a goal.
Oh my God! Oh my word! Oh, what's a challenge?
Oh, okay. We'll go to you first.
It was given as offside, and then I thought it was going to be given as a goal, but unfortunately it took a deflection just at the last minute. If it hadn't have taken that deflection, it would have counted, but it took a minuscule deflection off, I believe it was a Rauhol, and Lamine Yamal put it in the back of the net, but VAR said no.
So we're now going to cross over to South End with Harrison. Harrison, it said this is a goal. Who for, though?
And there's me, a very happy man in the studio, as it's South End.
Oh, we've lost him from technical difficulties, but Zach is a very happy man in the studio. It is 2-0 South End. So yeah, we're going to go to Cam Moody. Sorry, Joey, we'll come back to you. Cam Moody, who's watching Portsmouth versus Burton at Pride Park. Cam, what's going on?
It's all going on at Fratton Park, mate. Burton Albion have just pulled a goal back not so long ago, and it's 2-1. Unfortunately, my iFollow stream's playing up a bit, but it is a penalty to Burton Albion. So they've got an opportunity to level it up and make it 2-2 with not long to go, probably about 10 minutes to play here. So penalty Burton Albion and 2-1 at Fratton Park.
Perfect, thank you, Cam. Now we're finally going to go to Joey. You a massive commotion. Tell us about it.
Well, it's what I've been saying. Porto on the counter-attack have had opportunities, and it's Consivo again. He's looked really dangerous this second half, and he's broken through the middle, and it's a 3-on-3, and he's opted to go for it himself, and it's a really good save by David Raya. And it's Evanilson who nearly gets to the rebound, and then a superb intervention from Jacob Kivior. I think had Evanilson turned it in, he may have run out for offside. But superb defending, and Porto still very much in this. Obviously, with that VAR decided not to intervene on the disallowed goal, so it's still 1-1 on aggregate. 20 minutes left here, and this is in the balance. This will go either way.
Oh, I'm glad that we can see it go either. Hopefully, go the way of Porto. We're going to go to Chloe now. Chloe, how long's left in your game?
So we've got about 4 minutes, and then we've got some added time. I feel like all I can really let you know is substitutions, frustratingly. We have had another one. So Pritchard has come off for the Blues, and he's been replaced by Tyler Roberts. I keep mentioning Leeds. 3 former Leeds players on the pitch. He spent 4 seasons there. And he's had 0 involvements here so far in 12 league appearances, but we'll see if he can change that. And I think substitutions have slightly made a difference in this game. I'm losing track of the players on the pitch at this point. There's been so many substitutions, but Bacuna definitely a standout so far for the Blues, and they've got possession now. So we'll see if they can do anything with it. Bursting towards the edge of the box, but no, Middlesbrough doing just enough on this occasion. As I said, it's been end-to-end action. Neither team can really have a string of possession. So, yeah, only a few minutes left in this one.
Cheers, thank you. There's been a red card, but for who, Kieran Phillips?
The red card has gone to Bath City, the winning side. Bath still 2-0 up against Hemel. But Tom Smith, he has possibly the best mullet you'll ever see. It is awesome. But he's just made his second big sliding challenge of the match. It's like one of my tackles on FIFA, and he's just cleaned out the Hemel player, and the referee had no choice but to show him a second yellow card and send him for an early shower. But there's only 2 minutes left, so he'll be joined in there pretty soon by the Bath players who will be heading for victory. It's Bath 2, Hemel 0.
Thank you, Piran. And one day we'll get someone saying, I have no idea who gets sent off. Is Walsall Borough, is that a Bescott Stadium? We go to Diogo. What can you tell us?
Now, coming to the last few minutes of the game, it's currently 1-1. At the 80th minute, Barrow actually had a chance to to win. But they hit the post. It's really, really close. This could be anyone's game. As it stands, if it stays 1-1, Barrow are going to remain on the same position, being sixth. But Walsall will actually be one step away from the playoffs place. So it's still anyone's game. Walsall 1, Barrow 1.
Thank you, Diego. Very interesting game down at the Bescott Stadium. We're going to go to Tom now, who, how many minutes are left in your game, Tom?
So we're in the 89th minute here, and still, if Ryan Reynolds is watching this game, he will be fuming, because there's still, again, there's just been a real lack of quality for both times. They made their final and fifth and final sub, did Wrexham. Jordan Young came on, and he actually had a shot from 25 yards, and it actually trebled Belshaw, who parried it over his crossbar. Really good save from him, but the corner resulted in nothing. Still 0-0 here.
Thank you. Now we're going to go back to Millie. She's not on a bus. She's not in a bus. She's with the fans in a crowd. Millie, what can you tell us?
Yeah, no, sorry, Ollie, mate. I couldn't quite hear you when I was on the bus there for some reason. The earbuds decided to phase out a little bit. But, you know, at least Ebbsfleet will be travelling back home in style when after a little 4-1 defeat. We've got the crowds going on over here. They're all getting on really well. In fine voice, loving life. 10 men down, but still 4-1 up, having a really good time.
Thank you, Millie. Yeah, always nice to see the interviews and the stuff Millie does. So we're going to go to the Champions League now. Zach, anything Barca-Napoli?
Barca turning on the star a little bit here. Gundogan swiveled and hit it for about 20 yards plus. Troubled Murray in goal. Tipped around for the corner, however. But they're just... I don't think I've seen Napoli in Barcelona's half for the last 6-7 minutes. It's just been all Barcelona consistently pressing, and they just seem to be getting the ball every time. Even with the substitutions, I thought it might make them weaker, taking off that Fermin Lopez, who I think's been man of the match with that young centre-back as well. But no, they've got stronger, if anything.
Perfect. And we're going to come to Joey now, but in a second, because we're going to Jamie Somerville in Chesterfield, where Oxford City and Chesterfield are playing. Jamie, what can you tell us?
Well, it's 2 minutes left. It's still Chesterfield 2, Oxford City 0, but just before you were about to come to me, Joshua Parker was slipped through, in on goal, one-on-one with the keeper, but it's not been his night tonight. I think that's 3 big chances he's missed. And to be honest, if he took them all, it could be a totally different result tonight. But yeah, the level is totally different. You've got a team who should be in League 2 versus newly promoted teams. So I'm not shocked by the result tonight, but it's a great display. It's 2-0 Chesterfield versus Oxford City.
Thank you, Jamie. And now we'll finally go to Joey. Joe, what's happening in your fixture?
Yeah, well, Ollie, I think the most obvious thing of tonight has now happened where Pepe has received a yellow card. Just for a complete elbow in the back of Kai Havertz's head as well. There was absolutely no debate about it, but in terms of goal malfunction, not much to report.
Thank you. And we have full time at the Swindon versus Accrington game at the County Ground. Nathan Pott and Freddie Dorman, can you give us a full time roundup, please?
Yes, Ollie, it's finished Swindon Town 1, Accrington Stanley 2. It was a really fierce, competitive game in the end. Second half certainly lived up to expectation, and Accrington have finally stopped their 4 losses on the bounce and got their first win in 5 games. Nathan, how did you find that?
Well, you know, what a way to get a winner. I mean, it was a great effort, top left corner, and it was a brilliant game to, you know, be here to watch, end to end in the second half. And Swindon fans are far from happy as boos ring around the stadium here, but it's finished, as Freddie said, Swindon Town 1, Accrington Stanley 2.
Thank you, boys, and thank you for travelling and braving the magic around about, you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed yourself at Swindon. We're now going to go to Piran, who has a full-time report at the Bath versus Hempstead game. Piran, full-time, what can you tell us?
Yes, it's full-time, Bath 2, Hemel 0. It was quite an eventful game for only 2 goals. Jordan Dyer got the opening goal in the 15th minute. Scott Wilson then doubled Bath's lead in the 68th minute after a Jonathan McCauley howler in goal. But Bath finished the game with 10 men. Tom Scott, with the awesome mullet, saw a second yellow for his crazy slide tackles. 2 minutes later, the full-time whistle went. So full-time here down in Bath. Bath go back into the playoffs. Hemel just ahead of relegation, but the teams below them have 5 games in hand on them. So it's going to be a tight one for the rest of the season. Bath 2, Hemel 0, full-time.
Thank you, Pierre, and thank you for going to Bath. Hope you enjoyed that game. Also, we're going to go to Harrison in Southend. Harrison, could you make Zach a happy man, please?
I can make him a happy man. It's full time here. Southend 2, Dorking 0. And to be fair to Dorking, since the second goal, they started playing a little bit. They did hit the post from across, but wasn't to be with that one. But for the majority, they have played like a bunch of amateurs. And Southend picked up a deserved 3 points, which moves them closer to the playoffs. So full time here. Southend 2, Dorking 0.
Thank you, Harrison, and yeah, thank you for going all the way to Southend. And Zach definitely thanks you as well.
Harrison, if you see my mother, tell her I said hello.
Right, we're going to go to Freddie Kilbury at Leyton Orient versus Port Vale for a full-time roundup. Freddie, what can you tell us?
Yeah, thank you, Ollie. It's Leyton Orient. It's finished Leyton Orient 0, Port Vale 0, and it'll be a very disappointing result for the O's, who are sat mid-table. They definitely want to bank 3 points today to sort of get back to winning ways after losing 2 on the bounce, but it's not seemed to work out that way. However, Port Vale, on the other hand, would be delighted to take a point back to Stoke-on-Trent with them. So, yeah, they'll be delighted with this. But it's been a very, very end-to-end game, sorry. You know, both teams had some great chances. Both of them missed absolute sitters. So it shouldn't really ended 0-0. But I think a draw is actually a fair result for both teams after this display. But just a quick little fact for you. Robbie Williams, the famous singer, is Port Vale's club president. So I'm sure a draw, him and Port Vale will take that.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, thank you for going all the way. And 7 goals in 2 games. I know it's a 0-0, but I'll say it again, it's not bad. And yeah, we are going to Ben James at Aldershot now for a full-time roundup. Ben, can I have your insight on the game, please?
Yes, the full-time whistle was just blown here at the EBB Stadium. Final score, Aldershot 4, Ebbsfleet 1. After a shaky start from the shots, they grew back into the game and ended in an actually quite a convincing 4-1 win. Obviously, their emotions may be tampered by the fact that they got a red card, but behind me, I'm not sure if you can hear, but the Aldershot fans don't seem to care at all about that. They're absolutely loving life down here on a Tuesday night. Final score, Aldershot 4, Ebbsfleet 1.
Thank you, Ben. And Matt, the supporter was right. His prediction came true, and thank you for going there. So now we're going to go to Cam Moody at Portsmouth Burton in the studio. Cam, what can you tell us about the full-time result?
Hi Ollie, not quite full-time yet. We've just entered the final minute of added time. We're in the 94th minute of 5 additional minutes. Still 2-1 Portsmouth here at Fratton Park. Portsmouth maintaining possession well in the last few moments here. 2-1 at Fratton.
Thank you, Cam. And we're now going to go to Jamie Somerville at Chesterfield. Jamie, what's the full-time saying?
Well, all the fans are excited. It's 2-0 Chesterfield versus Oxford City today. But from what I can tell here, they're not just setting their sights on that league title. They're going for the points record. 115 is the record. They can get 118. And after today's result, I don't see why they're going to draw or lose a game. They've got that quality, and they're going for it.
Thank you, Jamie, and thank you for going to Chesterfield. That's really good. Now we're going to go to the panel for...
Oh, what a save. What a save.
So we're going to, before we come to you, Joe, we're going to do our full-time roundups for our 2 games down there in the panel. Tom, what's the full-time saying?
0-0 here.
Shock.
Yeah, it was classic, I've got to say. Yeah, this result leaves Wrexham second and Harrogate 14, but it was actually the best chance of the game was actually the last kick of the game. Paul Mullen, who I didn't even know he was on the pitch. He was that quiet all game. He had a great chance and he volleyed it just over the bar, and that's probably the best chance of the game for me. But yeah, poor game all round really, lack of quality from both, and Yeah, 0-0 deserved, really.
Thank you. And we're going to go to Chance, who's doing the AFC. Whoa, we're not going to go to Chance. We're going to go to Zach first.
Game over. Barcelona are through to the round of 16, surely. Lewandowski gets in on the act. It's a beautiful team goal. Captain Sergio Roberto gets involved. Off the bench, runs through, breaks through the lines, somehow squeezes past the Napoli defenders and squares it to Lewandowski, who has the easiest finish he could have imagined. 3-1 to Barcelona, 4-2 aggregate. Surely that's game over.
Yeah, thank you, Zach. We're gonna go to Chance now, who's doing the Wimbledon Gillingham game at Plough Lane. Chance, full time. What's going on?
2-0 AFC Wimbledon at full time. It was always going to be hard for Gillingham after going 1-0 down and a red card. It was quite comfortable in the end for AFC Wimbledon. The star man of the show was Omar Bugle, the Lebanese striker. He put on a showing tonight. He's clinical. But yeah, this result leaves Gillingham 10th. They dropped from 6th to 10th in the table. And the Dons, they sit 7th still due to other results going not their way. But it's a good showing for AFC Wimbledon. AFC Wimbledon 2, Gillingham 0 full time.
Thank you. And I would come to everyone else, but that is all we have time for, and that's all she wrote. Thank you to our panelists for watching the games. Really, really, really well done. And thank you to all the people all the journalists who went all across the grounds and watched our games. Very good. And from all of us in the studio, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.